tell me I pronounce it correctly.
Brabazum.
Brabazum. Okay. And of course, hijinks occurred in which Luton had his arm blown off, and we desperately managed to rescue him by tying some rope around his body, dragging him into the van, and we survived getting shot at as we left the battlefield. Hopefully, Barbosa is gonna be able to pick us up.
And the last untold part of the story is that Barbosa, whoever is clicking, needs to stop. I think it's you, Lavernison. Your microphone is active.
Sorry.
The last moment, Barbosa, your ship comes over the horizon across some destroyed cities. You're out in the wilderness. There's dust and sand kicking up. The atmosphere is lit up with this ominous blue light, and above you on the clouds, somewhere above the dark clouds, you see Barbosa's ship coming down. The jet fumes sort of kicking up sand as it dramatically takes a U-turn around your car. He has no trouble finding it apparently. You're driving. You're kicking up this huge dust cloud behind you, which is probably how he was able to find you so easily. And he's gonna land. You drive into the ship. You unload the injured, and after a few minutes, that's where we can begin. You're in the ship. It smells of metal and oil. Barbosa is leaned over some of the controls as he turns on the autopilot and turns around. Everyone is sitting around. James is sleeping, Doc, as well as Duskin. The rest of you are just licking your wounds, looking around this dimly lit interior of the ship.
Am I conscious? What's going on with me?
You are conscious, your arm is off, and that's where I'm gonna leave you. Go. In character, you're in the ship. Go.
As Stefan walks around the loading bay of the ship, he looks a bit distraught, thinking, how in the hells did this heritage manage to catch them off guard, finding excuses or trying to make sense in his own head of how such a horrible act against the inquisitorial forces is allowed on this planet. He looks at Lucan, witnessing as he's missing his arm, and although humorously, he says, Askellon Lucan, do you need a hand?
That's not funny.
Sorry.
I only have one hand now. It's kind of an abomination.
It's kind of funny.
And those are the perils of the field, Askellon Lucan. In the future, try to make sure that you don't get disarmed.
I just I need to get another arm, like ASAP. I mean, look at me. I only have one.
Indeed.
I'm incomplete.
Your effectiveness in the field will be reduced for a time, however, fear not. I'm certain that the persons that we're visiting will more than generously offer a prosthetic to you.
Forgive me for implying, Lucan, but you are the newest element to this team. Perhaps you are unwittingly compromised somehow. Check for some data tracker scanners. Without your knowledge,
I'd know if somebody put something like that on me. I'm kind of a specialist in that type of a thing.
I see. Well, I can't help but feel a little bit to blame here. Barbosa sort of looks carefully over to Doc. sort of sleeping next to the seat in the aircraft. I felt it pertinent to put some distance between certain elements. And
Do you want to say a few sentences about what you look like, Barbosa, since we have a new player?
Barbosa has engaged his autopilot system that is simply following a course to Bursum, House Bursum, and he stands with an armored, tight-fitting armored body glove, equipped with like tactical vests and grenades. He always keeps his hair short buzzed, but it's almost turned white. He's not very old, but he's not very young either. He might be in his late 30s, and he has this Imperial Navy fighter jacket over his overalls, and a rebreather mask tucked around his neck. He's deceptively lithe and fairly strong.
Awesome. And Lavernison, you're on the ship.
Yes.
What
Wonderful.
do the players? Do you want to say anything about yourself? What you look like?
Clad in a set of heavy feudal plate with a large greatsword protruding from the back. Larger than average build.
Awesome. Lucin, your arm is off. You're lying there. James have patched you up. You're no longer bleeding. You're coming back to consciousness. You received some stim, and you're just now like gaining consciousness, breathing. Anything you want to say about what the others see?
Well, I kind of stand up and lean against a bulkhead. I light up the glow stick with the one hand, or I stick it in my mouth and try to act kind of casual. Light up the glow stick. You kind of see him lean against the bulkhead, and he has a kind of a trench coat that goes down just to his knees. It doesn't go the full way. He's pretty normal build, a little bit gaunt and pale because Forge World. But you can see cybernetics on his one hand. You can see an interface on his hand where his knuckles are. He's kind of, once he has his stick up, he's gingerly touching a little bit his left stump, I guess, where you can see that there's a lot of cracking, kind of ash, a little bit of cooked meat, and he's kind of wincing and just, you can tell he's shaking a little bit, if you want to say it that way, rocking just a tiny amount.
Awesome details. You totally get the atmosphere of the game. You get an inspiration point. Inspiration points can be used to reroll anything that doesn't deal damage. Did I forget anyone? No.
Wolfgang and
Stefan.
Stefan.
Go for it.
Stefan witnesses Luton's attempt to light his own glow stick. He quickly offers his own lighter as he beckons him to accept his assistance. You see an average-built man with what you can see through his environmental suit mask. You can see what would one day have been just an average man. You wouldn't have noticed him through a lineup of individuals. You wouldn't think to pick him for whatever reason. He, although now sports a eye patch on his right eye, and on his left side of his face you can see small synth skin implants, a result of the many firefights he took part on this planet. He's currently wearing over his environmental suit what seems to be a carapace enforcer armor, although this model seems a bit more eloquent, a bit more shiny, prestigious, maybe. His gloves seem more suited for a more delicate work and not warfare. However, he nevertheless wishes to assist you now that you are incapacitated, let's say.
Lucan accepts the help, and he offers kind of a small smile, kind of the corner of his mouth type deal.
The ship shakes as some of the light from the sky sort of glitters through the window. The ship is lit up by a yellowish white light for a second as an exploratory fleet has just appeared into the atmosphere. Looking up Barbosa, you can see that the autopilot is still stable and you're not on a collision course, even close. But you can all see this massive ship sort of going further to the surface. And where have you set the ship to go, Barbosa?
So there's been a little bit of logistics confusion.
Yeah, we can I was getting to that. We can do a retroactively do the assembly thing, but I recommend that everyone joins that action. That's my GM recommendation. You can choose to do it alone if you want to.
No, yeah, that's fine. So what has happened, just to get myself on the same page as everyone else and avoid confusion. I have just delivered the Adeptus Auroritas and had that scene up back at the Inquisitorial cruiser, and then me
Yes.
and Peregrinus and Duskin, I suppose. We have driven to the Lex Magos Juris to talk to the Leogate.
You've flown there, yeah.
Yes, and we had a conversation with him, which is pretty pertinent. And now after that conversation, I have driven and rendezvoused with those others, and we are still heading to catch up with, looking for Miss Pearl and the House of Burzum. So that's where we're headed.
Awesome, thank you. The talk at the Juris is something we can just sum up. We don't have to do it in character since you've been there before. And what would you basically relay to them?
All right. Well, in short, I will tell them. I will share with them our findings. I will inquire if he is familiar with Nazir and his operations.
Yep,
and
they are.
if he, and I will then show the proof linking this house to with those emails and correspondence that we cracked, and I will also provide evidence that they are also linked to the kidnappings of that elder that we found from House Burzum and perhaps other nobles as well. That is not the first sort of kidnapping between those houses, and that house. What are they called again? Those evil houses.
Navigator houses.
Yeah. Imatuseli.
Oh, yeah.
And I will say that we believe that they have a strong link to the corrupt elements in the council, and we are seeking to move on that house, and we want their help.
Yeah. So you're basically sharing everything that you've learned so far. He's gonna say that he's not aware of the connection with the assembly and Emeduseli, and he doubts whether the council is involved with them, but in the end leaves it up to you to investigate it. That Emeduseli were involved with the Carnicola cult, he was already aware. And you regain a fate point, Barbosa, and that is all you had time for by the time you fly back, and we are back in the ship. Is there anything you want to do before you arrive at House Bravasum?
one question just to clarify the conclusion of this conversation. So he is not interested in launching like a razzia or a raid on House in Matsuseli to apprehend the leader of that house.
Yeah, the Juris informed you before that they don't have a standing force to do that. They rely on the other elements on the planet to do anything like that.
They're
also
compromised.
Most of his operatives are compromised. That was if you go back to the scene where you were. This is a good recap for everyone as well. When you were recruited by the Juris, he said the reason why you were recruited is because his agents are all dead or compromised, and you are the last group investigating this that's still alive.
All right. I would also like to add, if it is possible for him to arrange questioning, that we get to have a conversation with each of the members of the council that we have marked as a person of interest prior to the hearing.
Yes.
Or the.
You have been granted that.
All right. We will sort out the details of that later, so we can kind of call upon these members of the council that we have. At a later point.
Yeah, that's something you could do anyway. You have authority to go to the council and talk to all the council members. However, they also have the right to kick you out if something else important is happening.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Then we are all at the same page. Nice little recap there. I don't think there's anything in particular Barbosa wants to do, at least. I think we're all sort of heading for there. But besides the health concern of Lucan, but maybe there's something Doc can look at once we're safely in the ship. Or we can backtrack for that.
Is there anything else anyone want to do in character before you arrive at Bravason? Okay, then we're gonna fly you right there, and you are approaching a giant facility. Let me pull up the map for you.
While we are passing this exploratory fleet, though, they often have like signifiers or call signs and stuff. Is there any way for me to find out what this exploratory fleet is named and in concert with?
Yeah, you can hail it. Do a tech use test -10.
Two degrees of success.
Awesome. After a little while, you sort of get a connection, and the captain, without doing it all in character, is part of the HWSS Actium. They are on the way to the assembly to drop off information from the Thule subsector. A bunch of servitors, some scouting, and they are complying with you as you identify yourselves as the Magos Juris.
Yeah. So using my history as I'm born native to this sector, I'm from the death world of Yanth. Can I roll Common Law Imperial Navy to glean some information of the Thule system?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm rolling it at a +0.
Yep.
I succeed, but with no degrees.
The Thule subsector was something that you've actually read about in the logs of the previous mission. Aventine is in the Thule subsector. You've talked to Stefan a little bit about it. It's in the opposite end of the system. So you're now in the Cyclopia subsector. The Thule subsector is in the way other end, and it contains Dark Echo, Novabella, Enkidu, lots of very important planets. Aventine being this very unique pleasure world. It's a place where it's known that planets are sort of spat out by the pandemonium, this warp storm in the Askellon sector, and very frequently it's a place where the Inquisition goes and raids because the nobles there keep being found with Xeno artifacts.
So there's many reasons why an exploratory fleet could be there. There are unidentified systems and planets on the borders of Thule, and also Thule itself might experience warp influx and strange events.
The warp flux is especially interesting to the Mechanicus, as they're always trying to understand the pandemonium and sort of get a map for how it works.
Not only that, they might also wish to buy more Summersen to ensure the sanctity of their own genes.
Very good point. I forgot about that. Yeah, this planet uses Summersen as a resource, and that's found on Aventine.
So what do you make of this, Stefan?
It all checks out. No other reasons. They might have some contraband on board, but nothing that interests us at the moment.
Okay. Well, I'll take us to House Burzum.
Please do, Barbosa.
Awesome. You see massive fortresses ahead of you. As you drive over this tan, reddish sand, the sand dunes kick up sand, and slowly, as you get closer, you see that the activity from the base has kicked up almost this mist of sand that's making visibility more and more difficult the closer you get. And after a little while, you see fortresses and trucks driving in different directions, military-style convoys and armies. You are immediately cleared for landing by a mechanical tech priest voice, and take the ship down on a open landing pad, exposed to the blue sun. Before entering their space, you would get a warning of being in Bravosum land, completely autonomous from the assembly. This is their territory, this is their land. This is the equivalent of being on another planet. The assembly has no jurisdiction. You see surprisingly few servitors and no tech priests. People are generally dressed in robes, brown and dark robes. And occasionally you see a person in a black cape emerging from a building, ordering people around. And some of the people down there are unloading huge weaponry, but you surmise that the camp would be quickly taken down even by a moderate group of Skitari. Defenses are probably there just to defend from raiders and whatever else. There's as soon as you sort of get closer to land, do you want to land first of all, Barbosa?
Yeah.
Okay.
I grab the cockpit and pile in the mathematics of landing the ship on the platform, adjusting thrusters and landing equipment. As I'm sort of doing this, I say to Stefan, remind me again, House Burzum, it's not a navigator house, right? They are mainly concerned with commerce, constructions.
Morten, correct me if I'm wrong, but Stefan would say, indeed, they are mainly a mercantile house.
That's not an incorrect statement.
Remember, we are here to look for allies. We have a common cause.
Indeed, they most certainly have more information on their enemy than we do. They have quite a deep grudge for each other, as most noble houses do.
As soon as the ship lands, there's this sound of thousands of grains of sand whipping on the outside of the ship. It sounds like you're inside of a house and it's raining outside, and it's constantly trickling. As soon as the ventilation starts using the air from the planet's surface, this cold, freezing breeze fills the ship. The yellow lumen light up an otherwise dark base as the landing pad is just bathed in this yellow light. The people that you've seen on the horizon, a few of them start to approach the ship, and you can see the silhouette of them through the sand. What do you do?
Firstly, Stefan will exit the ship with Urn Ash and the ring from. Let me check my notes real quick. Sorry about this. The ring from Magna Melius, saying, "Hail! We come here. We identify ourselves as agents of the Horde of Furies. We seek an audience with Allure Pearl."
As soon as you leave, you just hear the mechanical cackling of some of the rebreathers that they're wearing. It's completely muffled. You cannot understand what they're saying. They're talking to each other, pointing to you, and then they seem to be holding a hand up to their ear, as if their microbead is relaying a message.
Stefan looks back to see who is behind him, which of the party members are behind him.
You're now walking out from the ramp, as I understand it.
Yeah.
Lucan has followed you sort of in a daze, but he sees what's going on. He has a microbead. Is he able to change it to try to pick up what these guys are saying?
Not at all. You search all
Okay.
the frequencies and you don't hear anything.
Constantinius shall follow you. Standing at the ready, almost as if going into a parade.
Awesome.
Barbosa follows a little haphazardly after, having made sure that all the systems are secured and sealed. He closes the hatch of the ship and catches up with the others.
Awesome.
Dustin, did you wake up?
Yeah.
So probably also Dustin, I presume, he's following a bit after being rudely awoken by Barbosa's landing.
Beautiful.
I take it, there's sand swirling around right now?
Yeah, you're covered in sand. You can not see further than maybe 50, 60 feet. In the horizon, you can see the light from some of these buildings.
With a hand kind of shielding his face, Lucan says, what say we get out of this? And he starts walking towards the closest shelter to try to get out of the sand.
As soon as you do, you hear one of the people talking under this robe. He walks up to you and he is holding a rod with some electricity sort of buzzing around it. Very quickly, 3 battle automata, appear from the base. Very mechanical movements. They seem modified to walk in the deep sand, as they stand maybe 50 feet from you. They're not pointing their guns
Lucan-
up, their guns are just rested down to the ground.
Lucan stops in his tracks and looks over at the figure, not the automata, but the figure, and he kind of shrugs at first and mouths, "What do you want me to do?"
You're
And-
talking to the robed person?
What do you want me to do?
He looks up. He's pale. One of his eyes is shut. It looks like from some kind of wound. He looks up, and after a little while is very curious. He looks almost inhuman. Definitely mutated. He looks over his shoulder and then very slowly looks back. Points to the base. Motions for you to follow him.
Okay, Lucan follows him.
As does Stefan, still
I shall
shelled
follow
into
suit.
Jörn.
Do you all walk to the base?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
After a little while, you're gonna see convoys, military cars driving. Not a single tech priest anywhere, but hordes of what looks like mutated men. They give you these empty, hollow gazes as you appear out of the sand. As you get closer, you see these lights turn less and less diffuse and more sharp. And in the end, you can see a massive complex in front of you. It seems to be been modularly built, and anyone can take let's see. You can take a forbidden lore, or is that scholastic lore? Navigator houses.
Navigator is.
Navigator is
scholastic.
common lore. There we go. Yep. Common lore, Navigator house, -10.
Success with one additional degree.
Beautiful. Lucanus and Stefan, you recognize some of the symbols on this fortress. This is a standard template, temporary construction. It is basically just flown down on these massive cruisers, dropped down to the planet's surface. These were built very quickly. This is not a base that has been here for very long.
They are known to be quite nomadic. From what we
Yep.
read, they are known to
Yes.
make up camp and move fast.
Exactly. As you get closer to the entrance, this large hangar door opens. In it, you can see a woman sort of leaning forward. She has very pale skin, white hair, and yellowish eyes, and a sort of visible, strange thing in her forehead. As you approach, you get a dizzying feeling. Several other people wearing black robes are standing around her in a half circle. The
Can I
people-
try to identify what's going on?
You need to be more specific.
What the thing in her forehead is, or if there's psycho activity going on.
Do a you can do
Synesians.
just do a common lore Askellon sector -10.
Oof.
Oof.
Yeah, you're not exactly sure. Some kind of psyker, probably.
So Lucan starts walking slower, trying to let everybody else go, so he's in the back of the group.
I'm walking
Mm.
even slower in that case.
Stefan will be in the forefront, approaching Miss Allure, making a deep bow and declaring, Madam Allure, we have come to return your fallen to you.
She immediately just looks down on you. She's quite tall and slim. Her voice pierces through your skin. You can feel it almost like a physical entity. I was not told of your arrival.
Forgive us, madam. It was spur of the moment. I'm certain that you know that the many issues that are happening on this planet, it is our duty to investigate them, and the situation dictates that we must move at an accelerated pace.
What is it you require of me? She looks to the rest of you, and you get the same feeling, almost like your eyes are vibrating.
Firstly, madam,
It's difficult to look at her.
looking at not focusing on her eyes, but looking either around her or at her feet, he says, firstly, madam, please accept this urn, for it contains the remains of your most loyal follower, Madam Elios, as well as his ring.
She just looks confused.
In our investigation, we have tracked down a most hideous criminal. As we were assaulting his complex, we found your subject.
She
Madam.
looks over your head and goes, Quiet. We will talk inside. She motions for you to enter. The people standing around her, wearing black robes, make an opening. Let her walk out of the way.
I quickly enter, following her.
Okay. You all walk through this brightly lit yellow hangar. Before a door opens up on the side, you walk into a hallway. You're followed by about 10 to 20 people on either side. As you enter, some of them stand between you and Ashalvis. And in the end, you finally reach an elevator, take it up, and find yourselves in an overlooking study. And Allure walks over to a desk, turns around. There are strange alien-looking objects in the room. A bookshelf. It is dimly lit with a yellow lumen. And she's standing there as these other black-robed people walk into the room. You notice that all of them are women. They sort of look down to the ground, their heads covered. 2 armed guards step into the room, and you're standing in front of Ashalvis. Allure.
Do the armed guards seem distinguished from the other black clothes?
Very much so. Armed guards look like the mutant dudes that you saw outside. They just have brown robes, carrying huge guns.
So clearly the most trusted bodyguards of Allure.
They don't even. They look human, but they're far larger than a regular human. Mutation runs rampant.
While brushing dust off of himself, Lucan kind of tries to get as close as possible and starts examining the strange objects around the room, trying to see if there's Xenos stuff or contraband or anything like that.
Excellent. Do an awareness test. Anyone can do that. Flat.
Shit.
No, you have your hand in front of your eyes. You don't see shit.
Got some dust in my
Damn,
eye.
you guys are blind. Alaric, you managed to look. You've been the only one not kind of semi-hypnotized by allure. Looking at some of the miniature ship over one of the desks. You look at some of the objects behind it. One is like shiny and oval shaped, with some crystals on it. As you study them closer, you see that they look very similar to things that you've seen before of Xeno origin. If you have Forbidden Lore Xenos, you can roll it.
No.
I have Eldar, if it helps.
I'm kind of like,
Only Alaric can do it.
this is so interesting. Hey, Stefan. I kind of like try to whisper to him not to offend the lady.
Stefan turns to you, however keeping allure in his sights as well.
What do you think about those things? They look pretty Eldar, don't
Stefan,
they?
do a willpower test.
Oh shit, is it psychic powers? I need to know.
It is.
Fuck. Well, knowing my track record of how shit I am at rolling the resist. Oh, success with 4 additional degrees.
Excellent. You feel a pulling in the room. Something is pulling your mind away. The echoes of Alaric, just sort of distant whispers.
As soon as he notices this disturbance, Stefan's focus goes exactly towards Allure with an inquisitive look. He declares, "You will find that we are most resistant."
She just keeps looking at you, her head kind of sunk into her body. Completely without flinching at all. You can take another willpower test.
Yeah, I decided to keep the hornet's nest. Success with additional 3.
Excellent. What do you do?
However, I do understand that we have more important matters to discuss. He then signals Wolfgang to stand down for the moment.
Allure interrupts you, walks up from behind the desk. I know who you are.
As Stefan puts the urn and the ring on a smaller table to the side, he turns to Allure and says, "Then you know why we're here as well."
One of the ladies in a robe steps forward. Why do you not bow before the lady?
We do not come here seeking turmoil. I did pay my respects at the beginning. And I do mean no insidious actions.
Yeah, Lucan steps up and says, "Indeed, we are agents of the Inquisition. We only bow to the throne."
Are you
But
sure you want to say that?
No,
Yes.
you're not. Oh, fuck.
But he still bows, and he says, or no, he doesn't
I'm
bow.
gonna go backwards in time a little bit. You've had talks before as a party. What would you have agreed on regarding this?
We would
If
try
anything.
to maintain the masquerade as much as possible. However, if we see any resistance from Allure when questioning, we would reveal ourselves as Inquisition.
Oh, she doesn't
Remind me
know?
again,
No, she
Stefan.
doesn't.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay,
remind me
then
again,
definitely
Stefan.
don't do that.
No,
Yeah.
what
Yeah,
if,
I just assumed that was your lack of information.
Stefan, you're
Yeah.
a nobleman, correct?
what?
Stefan, are you a nobleman?
Yes.
Oh, good. Makes two of us.
What does she think we are then?
Most
She has
of the
confirmed
juries.
that you're from the magazines.
You,
What do you do, guys?
he then takes a polite bow and says,
You can do
the
another willpower test.
oh my god.
Willpower -10.
Wow, she's really persistent. Did it roll? Fuck.
I don't see a -10.
It hasn't rolled yet.
It doesn't roll yet.
Okay, I'm gonna roll again.
Yeah, just roll yet.
I'm gonna use an inspiration.
Yep,
A success with additional 3.
beautiful. Allure slowly walks up to you. Do you want to try to stop her?
No.
Okay. As she comes closer, her pale, tall physique sends shivers down your bones. Everyone can do a fair one test.
Jaded.
If you're jaded, you don't have to do it.
I'm jaded too.
My honor is going to fall for this.
That's a -10 willpower to anyone who's wondering. Everyone who doesn't have the talent will jaded needs to do it.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful.
Marvelous.
Lucanus, you can roll a d100.
-94.
94.
Oh shit, a fear table.
Yep. Do you have it in front of me?
I can roll a reaction to make him resist it with command terrify. If you'll allow it.
You can roll 1d5 first off.
Stefan? Or
No,
me?
you, because you failed.
Oh. I got a 4.
What happened?
I got a 4.
4. You gain 4 insanity points. You also gain. How many degrees of failure did you have on the test?
3.
You gain 3 fatigue. You feel totally drained. A terrifying lack of control fills your mind.
Let me take a quick gander at a special use skill. However, I'm gonna have some choice words for the noble lady afterward.
She's standing over you just menacingly.
I can try to counter the effect of this fear test
Go for it.
using command terrify. As she approaches, her attention will be drawn to Stefan as very transparent strands of what seem to be a very exotic thread erupt from his shoulder pads down to his back and quickly ignite Stefan will, noticing the distress of Lucanus, he will say, compose yourself, and will attempt to counteract the fear effect.
She looks over to Lucanus. Perhaps you are not as prepared as you thought.
Lucanus is kind of shaking, and he's back to rocking again. And you can tell he's really preoccupied with his arm and sweating.
Yeah. Your arm is amplifying the effect of terror. You just had this horrible experience. So it makes total sense. You get an inspiration point.
Stefan will then look at Lady Allure and says, must we continue this, or can we get down to business?
Her visible blood veins in her face are sort of getting more powerful. She looks down on you and you feel this magnetic gaze. What is your business?
He, with a deep sigh, finally, that everything is back on track, Stefan will declare, the Fabricator General saw fit to investigate one of the navigator houses on the planet. We have uncovered that you have a deep-rooted history with House Emetuseli. We hope that you can share your information with us.
As you were talking, she turned around, clutching her robe and walking away so you couldn't see her face. She walks back to the desk, turns around. Every motion is very slow and seems almost like you're in a dream, in a nightmare. Several of you are sort of like just snapping back to reality, occasionally looking down at the floor. She turns around. Yes. And what of it?
We are investigating Carpathon Vela III for possible crimes against the Mechanicum.
She leans back, indignant. Do a fellowship test.
This motherfucker. Okay.
You get a +10.
Oh, success with 6 additional degrees.
Her eyes sort of flutter for a moment as if she's a little bit disarmed. And looks back to you. He is a waste upon this world.
Stefan would nod and agree, saying not only a waste at least stays there and sullies the ground, he also pollutes this world with his heinous crimes. We seek to end this futile existence.
Her face sort of goes a little bit more disarmed. One of her eyebrows goes up and she looks down on the ground. Anyone can do an insight test, -20.
Insight is a scrutiny?
I think it's a test of its own, isn't it?
No,
I
insight
can't.
should
No.
Yeah, I play too much D&D. Yeah, go for scrutiny.
-10, you said?
Oh,
-20.
oh. Succeeded with 1 additional.
Wow.
Alaric and Stefan, as soon as you mentioned that she's quite easy to read. She seems willing to work with you on that goal. And it seems to be like something she can be persuaded to do.
I won't lie, Lady Allure. We are in dire need of your help. Our singular purpose is to track down this criminal, this stain upon our beautiful planet. If you could be of any help, we would greatly appreciate it.
She again gets this indignant, serious look. Why would I help you?
Well, as I've said, your trusted servant Magnum was directly attacked by a man who works under Carpato Novella.
She looks down at the urn. Looks back up again.
We assure you that he received everything that was coming for him.
It is bold of you to ask me for favors when you have not even granted me permanent residency.
Madam, please understand that the powers of the Mechanicum are very separated. One does not hold power over the entire planet, but a subsidiary of subsystem is working in tandem. I assure you that the Ordos Juris did everything in its power to ensure a residence. And most surely, should you show your assistance, even the other members of the council will agree that your stay is not only welcomed, but will benefit the planet at large.
She looks a little bit to the side, concentrating.
Can we make an agreement?
She looks to the rest of the group.
We may.
As you wish.
If you
Of
can
course.
guarantee my permanent residency, I will aid you.
We will use everything in our power and save no effort in fulfilling our promises to you.
Do a deceive or charm test.
I think it's gonna be charms.
Charm minus 30 or deceive minus 10.
Okay, deceive it is.
Actually, may I attempt to make the charm test myself, as I have some sway in Mechanicum? I would have better odds being able to pull it off.
Sorry, Stefan was the one who said it.
Ah,
Oh, sorry.
No,
Fuck.
it's a good question. Ooh,
success with 5 additional.
excellent. Do a willpower test.
What the f-
Willpower save.
I can't fucking believe it. Okay, my fucking spreadsheet disappeared. Sorry.
Nice.
Minus 10?
No. Plus 0.
Ah. Success with 4 additional.
Dude,
You cannot penetrate this mind, witch!
dude, that's good shit.
Be gone.
If only Doc was here.
She looks a little bit disappointed, almost like a child whose toy was taken away. Sort of seems tired with it all, and turns around, looks out the window.
Is something troubling you, Lord S?
She's slowly turning around.
House Brabazum has clean facilities, You have inspected them several times, yet you allow Emet to continue with their vile hives of flesh and sin.
Stefan would perk up and say, do not compare us with those traitors. We were handpicked by the Fabricator General himself. He suspects that even within the Ordos Juris, House Emet has rats. We are
She
not
turns
like them.
around, confirming, sort of squinting and confirming, nodding what you're saying.
And be that as it may, those days of negligence is over. We make a stand now, cleanse this heresy out of our midst.
She looks at you, Barbosa. Do a willpower test. Willpower save.
Is she trying to pierce my brain?
Yup.
I let her in.
Oh, fuck.
Death.
What would be your What would be your thoughts right now? What's going through your mind?
I am deeply enraptured by this character's beauty and posture. My years of in the service in the Imperial Navy has also ingrained me with deep respects of the navigator houses, and my wish is to elevate her, secure her, but also I also have like a hidden allegiance. I do not resonate thoroughly with the Muggles Juris.
And that's revealed in your thoughts.
Well, I try to keep that I'm part of the Inquisition a secret, but that's my thoughts.
Gotcha. Thank you. You get an inspiration point, Stefan. You get an inspiration point. And what did you ask again? Or say?
I said, be that as it may, the time to take action has come now. We will take a stand today to cleanse this heresy from our midst.
She looks very focused at you and goes,
Your mission is your own.
Surely you jest, Countess. We cannot do this alone. We need the support of all that are willing to stand against heresy and corruption. And most certainly your house will stand with us.
She gives a slight smile on one side of her cheek. Her eyebrow pops off for a second. This gleeful, evil sort of beams from her.
Why would I be interested in stopping heresy?
Because it will bring down to ruin House Emet.
Her face immediately goes limp, serious.
Very well. And you have the power to do this.
Most certainly. Without even a hint of hesitation.
You see this gleeful, vicious smile form on her face. She seems almost filled with her own thoughts of destruction. And, yeah. She looks back up.
What can I do?
We know that you have a rivalry with this noble house. We hope that you may have some findings regarding their more hideous crimes or activities that might prove that our accusation of heresy is indeed fertile ground for their destruction. Basically, Stefan asked her for proof. Any proof of heresy?
We already have proof, but anything more you could come with would be helpful. But surely you must have fantasized about this, daily even. Laid out
She-
your plans.
As you say it, she closes her eyes and draws a deep breath. Almost like she's recollecting some moment of pleasure.
We also
Yes.
know
What?
we also know that House Usali has possibly, this has not been confirmed to us, and hopefully it is untrue, that House Usali has a contact in the council.
We all have contacts in the council.
She gives another gleeful smile.
Yet you do not work for them, do you?
She seems totally disinterested.
Are you trying to interrogate me?
No. I'm trying to prove to you, madam, that House Emmet Usali is nothing more than a pawn used by a greater force. And to assure their destruction, we must assure that they have no safety nets.
Do a charm test -20.
Oh yeah.
She
Sure,
seems to be
like it.
warming to you, Stefan.
Success with 7 additional.
Very much so. In fact, you're having a natural dialogue for the first time, going back and forth a little bit. She finally goes,
Nasir, attorney. Perhaps you have heard the name.
Indeed.
If you search his compound, I am sure you will find some notes. He is
We-
working with the assembly.
We have been called upon a site of his penthouse. His penthouse has been raided by an unknown group. From what evidence remained,
do a deceive test, -10.
nice. With 2 additional, success with 2 additional.
Nice.
With what we have gathered from the crime scene, we know that he was coordinating attacks with the flesh vessel, with the flesh vessels. He is pronounced missing at this time, presumably dead.
She smiles a little bit.
Good.
If you can grant us more information regarding their dealings, that could possibly assist our investigation. We would deeply appreciate it.
She looks a little bit disinterested at first, and then sort of seems to be contemplating what to say. And goes,
Nasir has a brother, Umar. Search his residence. You will find the proof you need.
Do you know where his residence is, my lady?
She sinks down a little bit, sits down on the chair.
House Ahmed Usali's compound.
Stefan is quite disappointed with this response. My lady, surely you don't expect us to throw ourselves into the lion's den. Is there any way to infiltrate this facility without drawing attention to us?
Do a inquiry -30.
while Stefan is talking to her, I'm just going to come up behind and just sort of whisper in his ear. How does she
Right.
know the information we're looking for is in his compound unless she has operatives on the inside? Then just step back again.
Excellent. Just can do a willpower test. Save.
Success with 5 additional.
Beautiful.
Fires.
Willpower test plus 7.
Well, this is still going to be bad.
Ooh,
Oh no, success with 2.
nice.
Nice!
Yep, you are fine. You step back after whispering to Stefan. Very quickly look away from this witch. And she's gonna look back to you, Stefan.
Indeed, I may have underestimated you.
She bites her lip. Looks back to you.
There is another way. The underground tunnels. Ahmed Yuseli's base is ancient. They have tunnels reaching far into the mountains. If you find an entrance, you will make your way inside.
Madam, ancient horrors and dangers reside within the tunnels. How can we
She
be sure
smiles
that...
gleefully.
Nothing of the sort.
But how do you know this information? Are you sure of it?
She looks back up.
Do not mistake me for a fool.
Stefan then takes a polite bow and says, apologies, my lady. Knowing that probing any further might inquire her anger.
Everyone can take a willpower test.
Fuck.
Does it count as a psychic ability?
Yep.
Wonderful.
I think I'm going to inspiration that.
Yep. You gain fatigue equal to your degrees of failure.
Yeah, I'll also.
All inspirational, so.
Is she gonna knock out all of us?
Yeah, you just you can't really notice where it's coming from, but it's almost like the ground is sucking you up. Your feet are heavy. You're getting a little dizzy. Those people have failed. You're just feeling more and more drained the longer time you spend here.
Very well, madam. I think our business is concluded here. We thank you for your cooperation.
The last thing she says before you leave is,
If you break our pact of permanent residence, I will find you.
I assure you, madam, Telenor de Marco always keeps his promise.
she turns around dramatically, her hair sort of waving after her, lit up by this light from the window. Her servants motion for you to exit. As you step outside, you see several of these cars driving out into the wilderness. You're led back to the platform. What do you do?
Stefan will turn to the others and say, gentlemen, I suggest we take our leave of this place as soon as possible.
Barbosa shambles over to the platform and bends over it and pukes over it.
As Stefan looks at the group, noticing that most of them are quite nauseated, he asks, are you guys okay?
I'm not okay. I was just close to shooting her in the head.
Fucking witch!
Lucan's just standing there,
Almost that tedious.
Lucan's just standing there looking out into the distance, kind of blank a little bit.
There were some questions I would like to ask her, but I felt too queasy. Like, will the leader of Imatuseli, will he even be there? If she has contacts in the compound, is there any possible that we can meet with one of them? All these things. Anyways.
I think she must have contacts in the compound because she knows where he is and she knows that he will have the information we're looking for. Some sort of test, maybe.
Just judging from the conversation and based on what Stefan said, it was pretty clear that she had insight into that base.
Stefan tried to cleverly. I tried to cleverly find out the identity of her contacts. However, I felt something wrong within the room, so I did not press any further.
Forgive me for interrupting, Stefan. Barbosa, tell me, is it normal for navigators to be mutated that heavily and have an entourage that would look like that?
Oh yeah, she is the prettiest navigator I have ever seen. You should see the wretches that hide within the bowels of the Imperial cruisers.
Seen a few. She was worse than some of the ones I've seen.
If you ask me, she looked quite charming. A lot more pleasant than the normal nobles.
Still, it's hard to taint though. I could never get quite used to it. But it seems that despite everything, we are on our own in this. We have gained a little tidbit of information and indebted ourselves greatly to this creature, and yet we are still alone. But we work our best alone. We are who we are, and we shall push through this. Find courage. We shall strike at the compound.
Awesome. Everyone regains fatigue points.
Tell me, when we get in this house, do they have close ties to the Mechanicum?
No, we found no information that would suggest they mainly operate off-world. The purposes they have come here is most likely trade, either Summersen or Xenos artifacts.
Of course.
Lucan,
Forgive me, that is all.
Lucan says, maybe we should wait to a more secure location to talk about this.
You're very right. Let's head back to the ship. I could use a little amasec and a little food right
You step
now.
inside and hear the echoes of your footsteps in the metal halls. Finally, you can sense your boots hitting the ground. You can feel your hands. As you look around, you can smell the metallic dense air inside. Your senses are slowly coming back to you. And as you look around, you feel as though a huge weight has been removed from your body. You regain all your fatigue points.
Stonks.
Stefan then takes a seat into the communication array system, puts the chair in a more comfortable position and asks the entire group, so what do you suggest we do? Not asking anyone in particularly, but wishing to get a general idea.
I think we're going to have to try to infiltrate that base. We want the information, we're going to have to go in and get it ourselves.
Indeed, there's also the meeting with the council.
Rather prefer that she supplied us with the information, which she obviously has, but...
I think it is pertinent for us that if we are to infiltrate this facility, that we go in there with an absolute determined end goal, and we do not flounder around and get caught in the middle of some planetary or defensive reaction. If we go in there, we need to be swift.
So are we talking about a stealth mission?
But yeah,
There's no way of
we're not going to be able to fight our way in, or even fight our way out if we get caught.
Indeed.
No, we can very much fight in. Let's not forget what I have access to.
I appreciate your excitement, Constantinius. However, I think that engaging a navigator house in open combat will generate quite a lot of unwanted attention to us. And also our boss.
I say we apprehend this leader of House Imatuseli, if he's even there. Capture him, interrogate him, and then execute him.
I don't know. Have you
If
noticed?
he's
With that,
anything
this-
like her, I don't even think we can put. I'm just going to say, even if she is as powerful as her, I don't think we can even do that. We're going to have to let the local authorities deal with him. I think the only thing we can do, go in, get the evidence, get the hell out, meet with the council, let the locals deal with it.
I agree, as long as they don't flee and get away.
No. Fleeing is not an option for them at the moment, and I agree with Dustin. If House Emmet Usaili has much more influence on this planet than House Brabazum, and you've seen how their camp is and how well guarded they are. If House Emmet Usaili has a fraction of that, frontal assault is quite unwise.
So do we have a map or a layout of their compound?
You do not have specifically, but you have a map of the world that I'm going to pull you to now.
I was planning on trying to vox the juries to see if they may have something to relay to us.
Yeah, I
But
think if we could get something like that, that would be a great thing for us to plan.
Also, the what was it? The Nazir's brother's name?
Umar.
Umar. The evidence we need to find at Umar's place is damning evidence that links the council members in nefarious schemes together with Nasir and the others, failing to do so, and we are no one step closer to anything. I've already talked to the juries. They were already aware of the dealings with Nasir, but could do nothing. The house in Matuseli is too connected. They cannot be touched by the locals. The juris
Unless
is
we get something.
compromised. We are the last defense of justice on this planet, as it stands for now.
So what are you suggesting, Barbosa?
I suggest, and this is a gambit and it will be dangerous, but I suggest we infiltrate the compound through the tunnels, locate Omar's compound, search the evidence, see if that is enough. Failing to do so, we need to grab the Lord of the Matuseli.
I don't think that's going to work, that part of it, but I do agree with infiltration. But we need to make sure that we don't get caught, because I think if we get caught, we're all dead. And we'll fail like all the other war bands.
I concur. I mean, I'm all for infiltration, getting the documentation, but if we don't get enough, I think it's just simple that we have to go to the council with what we've got.
Perhaps
Or
it
else
is
we don't go to
possible.
the council, or we don't go to the council at all because we're dead.
Well,
And then House Usaili does win.
the council's in bed with them, aren't they?
Some council members.
Do we
That's
know
what we
which council
suspect.
members?
Then we wouldn't have to do this, would we? It is the name of these council members we are looking for, and evidence enough to commit them and link them to these actions.
Do we know any of the council members are clean?
No. But we do have some important people of interest.
Well, the two priorities are, if there is an exfiltration, they're going to find out that stuff's missing. And possibly before we can get the Mechanicus to act. So we might want to somehow prevent a response. We need to be careful about that because they're going to do something in response. And that could make this whole thing go really poorly. Like they could attack, they could flee, who knows?
I'm
so
not too
Duskin leans
concerned
back
with
and
that.
looks at Stefan and asks, how long do we have before we meet with the council? How many days?
I think Stefan may be having a daydream or something right now. So
I think falling asleep.
Yeah.
I think we've got what?
It's been a long day.
We have about 4 days, give or take, to conclude
4
our
days.
business.
4 days was the last I heard.
Well, what can we do to prepare for going in there?
Well,
so if we're going to go in, but then we don't know how long it's going to take to travel through the tunnels. My argument was going to be, we go in close to the
Det gick
deadline,
kjempebra. Super jealous.
so that they don't have
Really
a
bra.
chance to respond.
this
used
response
kind
is
of-
nonsense. Do not fear any reprisals from the Navigator House. If they were to attack the planet itself, the juries, they would reveal themselves as the heretics that they are and do our job for them, do our job for us.
But once the information's out, they're already dead anyway.
So it's moot. All we need to do is to get access to this information, evidence that damns the culprits involved in this, present that to the council. If there were to be an all-out war response from the house itself, they would surely kill itself.
So what
How-
would they do?
It doesn't matter. What matters is that we get the evidence.
What matters is that these heretics burn.
We are not after this Navigator House. In particular, we are after the corrupt council members. Don't forget that.
We're after the
Maybe-
keys.
Maybe we get the information, then talk with the Navigator House.
Well, I don't expect that to go easy. Here is something I would like you to consider. This is a caveat though, the first part of it. I don't know if we have time for this, but we could try and find blueprints and schematics of the compound, at least what's documented from the Muggles juries, of what they have managed to gather over the years.
I think at the very least we should do something like that, because we don't know where the tunnels exit. We don't know the way from the tunnel to the location. We don't have an exfiltration. There's so many variables.
There's
We could come out of the
also-
tunnels. The tunnels could come out in the middle of a barracks for all we know.
There is also possible for equipment, though it is very rare. But
True.
I've seen the Inquisition witch hunters put them on psychers, some kind of witch dampening devices.
Yeah, I've heard of that too.
If we were to be able to acquire one of those, we could restrain even a Navigator and have him within our power. If we were to make a strike on this complex, I believe there should be a three-pronged attack. Group 1 goes to secure the evidence. Group 2 goes to take out the defense system, the communications, shut it down. Possibly Group 1 and 2 will reconvene and go for a gathered assault to capture the House of the Matuseli for interrogation and justice.
Worry not, Barbosa. Such actions will be able to be undertaken by the local authorities. However, at this moment, this course of action is most unwise and impossible for us.
Problem is, even if we get the Navigator, even if we put a dampening collar on him, we're still surrounded by an army.
Yeah, I think just getting the information and getting out is probably as best as we can do.
Well,
And if they find out that we've got the information, well, let them.
Well, if the information we find is enough, then sure, we don't need him. But if it's not, then we do.
I'm not saying if Nazir's brother's not there, snag him too.
Possible.
I'm not saying we don't take like a prisoner of opportunity. If it's
Also,
possible, but I don't think we can go for the top guy. I think that's unfortunately beyond us.
You underestimate yourself, Duskin. But I agree it is risky. Possibly, if we were to do this and successfully shut down the automated systems, communications, and radars, we could make an extract at the top of the compound via aircraft. There wouldn't be any battlements to shoot us down. So it would be offline.
Again, I think the first step is to get blueprints to find out what they have there. If the communications array or isn't networked and is somewhere else on the compound, that's going to be a tall order.
Yeah, I think to be honest with you, we need blueprints first. Because, I mean, if we're coming out on one side of the compound, he's quite close. We have to go across the entire compound to take out the communication systems. It's probably not going to work.
Let me attempt to set up a secure channel with the jurors and see what kind of papers we can get. Then we can review our plans, and then with the knowledge of those plans, or the knowledge that we won't have such plans.
And you think it's safe that they won't? We don't want to tip off the Navigator House that we're coming.
There is no other way to get plans.
We could try to extract them ourselves covertly, break into a cogitator or...
Where would you even start with that?
No, du väljer själv.
Either way, if we are to get the plans for the Ordo's juries, we do have more business to conduct within the city capital of this planet. So a small detour would not take much. In the meantime, we might also be able to interview the council members. Any success on that front, Barbosa?
Yes, it has been made clear to me that we have the authority, or at least possibility, to request a hearing with individual council members.
I see.
It might be worth it to try to see if there's any sign of a clean one, because that would be extremely helpful.
Well, we know that a council member is at least loyal to the Emperor and Omnissiah. He petitioned us to assist him in this effort. It is most likely the juris himself.
Well, I think talking to him, he might actually be able to tell us where to get the information we're looking for, the blueprints and defenses.
Indeed. Well, either way, I suggest the following course of action. We return to the capital, interview the council members, and securely obtain the mappings and scans of the underground facility directly from Electogate or one of his... Well, I guess all of them are compromised, so we will take them ourselves.
Do you think we are ready to talk to the council members? Do we have enough to pressure them? Yeah. I feel that we only risk showing them how little we got.
Do not fear, Barbosa. If they see us as having little in the means of persecuting them, they will have their guard down. And if they find out that we have more, they will become agitated and they will slip. Either way, direct questioning is in order. I'm certain of this.
I think that's actually a really good point. That maybe we should deliberately try to downplay what we're doing until we have what we need to catch them.
All right.
Either way, we should probably head to the city, I guess.
I will set our routes for the assembly.
And do we need to set anything up ahead of time? Who's handling that?
I believe Leo Electagate already had the prep work done for us.
For purposes
Okay.
of the mission, since it's not important most of the time or not interesting in a role-playing sense, we can
Okay.
just say that you get whatever information you want from the Eurus. So if you want the map, you can get that and so on.
I want to requisition a multi-key, and
Yeah.
like,
No problem.
so I roll. So I have it.
Yeah. Do any requisition tests you
I already
Yeah.
have a multi-key, by the way.
Okay, but I also want one. I want my own multi-key.
Yes, in
Okay.
the background, just write what you want and then do the requisition test. You're in a point of the story right now where you have complete authority. You're the Magus Eurus. You even have an orbiting inquisitorial cruiser that you can access easily. You have no trouble requisitioning stuff, so you can all do that at any time.
Okay, well, I want a best quality bionic arm.
Go for it.
Want me to?
Remember to write the text what you want first, and then do the roll with the modifier based on the rarity.
I'm on my work computer right now, so I don't have it open. But I want. This is kind of a little boring, perhaps. But
I'll find it for you.
so multi-key. I'm just rolling it without any zeros. That's a fail.
Multi-key, let's see. It's scarce, so that's a -10.
Also,
How many pluses do I get for being on a forge roll and access to?
You can get a +20 for that.
Okay, so I need to re-roll. So that succeeds. So I've spent 2 requisition rolls.
The last one was a failure.
Yeah, but +30.
Oh, okay.
I want a psi dampener of any kind. The cheapest, perhaps, like a psi manacles or anything like that. Something to inhibit psychers.
Don't know if there's anything like that, to be honest.
There might not be that.
Like a null rod?
There's a psycolum.
A null rod. That sounds pretty crazy.
It's super rare.
yeah, that would attract attention. Also, you
It's
get your
never
arm.
unique. It's impossible to get at this point.
Also, you get your arm.
Awesome.
Okay.
Is James here, by the way? He would probably do the surgery whenever you're back to base and fix your arm.
Okay, so we wouldn't put it on right now.
No.
Okay.
Not until you reach your base. Alright, dudes.
What is the modifier for a very rare item?
-30, -30.
The only other thing is maybe a stummer to help with stealth.
That's a smart idea. I believe stummers might be common.
Yeah, they're common. Actually.
But we're not going to spend time on rolling
Yeah.
stuff. So we're in character now and we're role playing. If you want to roll to get stuff, do it in the background.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay, guys, where are you going?
We will be going back to where is the council? Either at Omnicron or Assembly 010.
Alright, and you're going to pick up or you've let's say you've already been at the Magos Heresy, and you already have the map of the compound, as much as they have at least. You're going to get aerial photos, basic layout of the base, so you kind of have an idea to where to go.
Does it seem like a giant impenetrable fortress?
Not at all, actually.
Oh.
From aerial attacks, it would be, but it's built on top of mountains, and those mountains go far, far down below. There are various caves and entrances down there. Although there would be defenses, it's not impossible. It's not unthinkable to make it in from the bottom, because these mountains are hollowed out mazes of caves.
Do we see an access point to the underground tunnels? The hidden underground tunnels?
Not from the photos you have. No, but imagine them being on top of a big, big mountain, the base.
So we don't know where the entrance to the tunnels is either.
No, not from the pictures. And the jurists do not know.
Would House Bravazum be so kind as to give us the map of the underground tunnels?
If you were to requisition it, they would not share it. There's no point in trying. Yeah.
And could we request older, like, utility or like historical buildings or constructions on that site or near that site?
Completely inaccessible to the Mechanicus. Each navigator house is given a plot of land that is equal to an embassy. It's their territory. They are completely autonomous.
Okay.
Like most planets, this is not unusual, correct?
It is
do they
a
have,
little bit unusual, but this is the Mechanicus. So.
Do they have any external, like, network links or anything like that? Cables we could tap into that we can see?
Oh yes. Huge communications towers, radar discs everywhere. Yeah.
Okay. So can we connect wirelessly, or would we need to...
If you have the technology to do it, yep. You can.
Okay. Well, I'm talking to the group. Lucan says, well, we don't have a lot to work with right here. Maybe I could try to break in through the cogitators and see what I could get that way. Obviously, that could go terribly wrong.
Keep in mind, getting trapped in such a facility, attempting to enter such a facility will be quite fatal.
True. So, do you guys think I should give it a shot?
If you have the capabilities and the gear necessary, sure.
What are you trying to do? Access the compound remotely through a cogitator system?
Yeah. To look at their information and try to pull any blueprints they have, any note of the tunnels, because we have no idea where they come up. Maybe even find any illicit material, or find where this brother's room is. There's a lot I could do.
Well, if you can actually gain access to their cogitator systems from the outside, then I think that's surely worth a shot.
Okay.
Beats going into the compound if we can get the information remotely. If it's your choice.
I can help you, Eamon.
Okay. Well, let's go. Let's give it a shot here. He cracks his he cracks his knuckles on a wall. And then says, "Let's get to it." And he goes up to the cogitator.
Awesome. You sit down, your face is lit up by the light from the interface. You drive closer and closer to the base of Emediseli. How close do you want to get when you start attempting to reach
Do
it?
we know how far does anybody know how far they the scanner systems, any type of Vox thieves, anything like that would detect us?
If you drive very close to the ground, you are basically undetectable. It's a little challenging, but you can do it.
Well, I think
put
that's
us on skimmer mode, and then we hover close to the surface.
Yep.
20
Good.
meters above ground.
well, get as close as possible. That'll always help.
Alright. Barbosa, do a operate test -20.
Wouldn't be the first time you flew under the radar, did you, Barbosa?
No. Oh, but I succeed with 0.2 degrees of success.
Nice. Okay, Barbosa, you drive between these sand dunes and small rocks. Occasionally they hit the underside of the ship and it shakes violently. You sort of jolt up in your seats. Finally, after a little while, you can all see House Emeduseli's compound far up on the mountain. It is a series of bases connected with mountains. The cold weather with this acid rain or just moisture in the atmosphere starts hitting the front of your ship, and you manage to drive really fast through it. Barbosa, you are 100% certain that nothing could pick up the signature from the ship. As you get closer, I want you to do an awareness test. +0. Anyone who's at the cockpit. As you're just seeing these mountains appear in front of you, and they're getting clearer and clearer through the mist. Oh, damn, son! you see the basically what's disguised as there's something uneven about one of the rocks, and as you hover a little bit above it, you see that it's actually hiding a cave down beneath, behind the rock. Do you want to do the thing?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Oh, then turn off the music.
You fly
sorry.
into the base to be sure. You're literally flying into the tunnel.
Or sorry, can you reboot? Because I had turned on the music. I didn't hear my cue.
It's fine, just go.
Barbosa sits on his computer, his instruments, his dialing warning signal. Ground, danger close, danger close. He sits up and gazes his eyes upon House Emeduseli's vast complex hovering in the mist. Activating scanners. Aspects extend reach. Forward shield batteries to extend resolution. Search for wind alterations, temperatures changes, structural analysis of the mountain. Abnormal detected. Zoom in. Close. There is a cavity here. There is a cave entrance. I found it. I think we should be able to even fly the vehicle in there. He takes a neat pirouette and leaps off the ground like almost a frog, spinning into the cavity entrance. The darkness encompasses us as we drift into the very heart of the mountain.
Wow, that was perfect.
Nice.
Huge inspiration point. You regain a fate point if you lost one.
Nice.
And as I didn't get time to say, you all get an inspiration point. And you're just now flying into the cave, and I want you to do another operate test for me, -20. It is extremely narrow, and your ship barely fits. As you sort of take this upturn, turn off the engine, and do a little pirouette, and then fly straight down into this cave. Blackness that envelops you, as the only thing you see is the cavernous rocks lit up by the ship.
So, I just need a little refreshment. I actually remembered that I have a mind impulse unit installed into my head. That gives me a +10, right?
Yeah.
And the operate of this ship is also a modifier, I think.
Yeah, you better not miss this one.
Yeah. Maneuverability +10, so I'm rolling a flat. A flat operate. This operate surface cancel.
You're
They're
flying
both the same.
extremely fast, straight down. You're turning off the engine.
Fate point!
Didn't you get a inspiration point?
Yeah, I mean inspiration point. I use inspiration. Oh my god.
man.
What? Oh, you
Nice.
succeeded! Oh god, okay, thank god. That would have been the end for your ship. You were literally dropping straight down to this thing. So you use the flaps on the ship to very effectively turn it perfectly into the cave. Turn off on the reverse thrusters, and just in the last second, you slowly glide into the cave. And now you can see stalagmites and sort of dripping with moisture. This frozen cave that gets more and more stone covered as you drive closer in.
A few sparks fly off the ship as I strafe a stalagmite before landing.
Awesome. Finally,
As Dustin wasn't paying attention, he sort of jumps up, looks over at Barbosa and says, I thought we were doing this remotely.
Well, it seems that we also found the entrance to the secret tunnels. Great work, Barbosa, as always.
Barbosa just smiles.
This is this close enough for you, Lucius?
Yeah, it's definitely beyond my wildest expectations. Does it look like the cave keeps going?
oh yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so Lucan says, "These are the tunnels themselves." I'm pretty sure. Let's go ahead and give it a shot, I guess, because we still don't know where they go.
Now you're starting to see signs of some construction down here, some metal pipes. What do you do?
I don't suggest going any further with the ship. We might attract attention to
Kunne du
us.
slått på det lyset her i
I
stedet?
agree.
Eller ta det over benken bare?
Perhaps also we can gain access to the
Ja, men jeg så
compound
blindet, eller
directly
blendet mens jeg blendet.
further in the complex.
Ta det over benken.
Let's put the ship
Det
down
gjør
here
det.
for now. And make our way on foot.
Okay, looks like we're doing this.
Oi.
It's
Okay.
always a joy to ride with you, Barbosa.
Do you park the ship?
Yeah, I parked it and turn off everything so it cools down, don't leave a heat signature, and I turn off all the
Electronics.
yeah.
Okay, slowly the ship lands. Sand is kicked up, and whoever is in this cave has certainly noticed you, if anyone was in this particular part of it. You slowly land on uneven ground and walk out.
Barbosa quickly straps on his prey sense goggles, makes a little hustle over to a little vantage point, and picks up his sniper rifle and scans the perimeter for life signs.
Awesome. They, you don't see any life sign, however, you can all do a...
By the way, is this Starship Troopers music?
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
You
Nice.
can do an awareness test, all of you, at -10.
Does my prey sense goggles give me any plus to this?
Yes.
Night vision on. The thermal heat
Oh,
signatures.
is this in the darkness?
Oh yeah. It's getting quite dark if
Okay.
you want to turn off the ship.
So I have a plus 20.
Yep.
Nice.
Success with 4 degrees.
Whoever succeeds, you very quickly notice there are fresh footsteps beneath you. Lavernison wrote a message. His character is staying behind in the ship. He's not built for stealth. So Lavernison is just gonna stay behind, wearing his huge carapace armor.
How recent?
Yep.
Yeah. How fresh are these steps? There's like 0 dust on them.
That's what we can do.
Survival?
Exactly. Yes. Survival test. And you can do it at -10.
I don't have any more inspiration, so I can't tell how well there. Might fail with 2 degrees. These stabs, do they sort of go around a corner or a bend, or is it possible to sort of follow the trajectory of this path and see if it's any further ahead?
It's possible to follow. It goes about 100 meters straight ahead, and there are pipes leading to the ceiling and the ground, and it leads to the left from where you're looking. No one succeeds.
Can I scrutinize or look for this person that has made these steps and see if he's making his way? Or...
As you look around, the steps look very fresh. You go quiet for a moment. No sounds. Whoever was here is no longer here, or is hiding.
We need to move quickly.
With that still close to the ship, Stefan watches them. Well, I wish you the best of luck in your hunting. I do not wish to attract attention to you fellows, so now is your moment to shine. As he will stay with the ship since he's shit at stealth.
Not gonna lie, I'm also, I very loosely rattle the chain on me. Pretty loud, so I'll keep Stefan safe.
Stefan will look at Peregrinus and say, "Wow, nice save. Really throwing me out there."
Oh. If anything happens to you, what are we supposed to do?
Continue the mission, I guess, but...
Yeah?
Fine. Well, get
Listen, I'll be
comfortable.
louder than you out there.
Nice semantics, guys. So what's the sit rep so far?
Nice, hey James.
Hey James,
That's
can you
wonderful.
go down the tunnel and join the others? It's a stealth op. You will be more suited in this field than I am.
I think I'm a little late to this operation. I think my tools will probably be inefficient for this job. Best that I just take a backseat ride on this one, I think.
Suit yourself.
Barbosa, is Barbosa there?
Yeah, I'm sort of at the ledge or somewhere, peeling in my sniper, looking at the pathway through the. We are. I don't know how much you caught, but we are inside the mountain of the secret passages to the complex of Monticelli.
Oh, perfect. If Barbosa is leading this, I have full, confidence in Barbosa to pull this off without a hitch. I'm gonna pull out my data slate and head over to Stefan and ask him to go ahead and give me a rundown of the details for the case that he's building. And then that'll be like background thing for me and him to do.
Should I fail to return, I hope I've given you enough basic instructions to fly the craft out of here. Just take it slowly, and I mean very slow.
Sorry, I was actually dealing with wife. She's not well. What do you call it? I'll go with Barbosa.
Lucan, Alaric, and Duskin with me.
Okay. are we still going to try to break into the network, or are we just going in?
We're going to try and get the access to the network, but we're also looking for Omar's apartment, which we will not be able to locate without access to the network.
Okay. Well, I have to stick with the cogitator first to do that, I believe, because I don't have a cogitator I can run around with.
I was thinking that if we gain access to a cogitator within the complex itself, it would be more beneficial.
So, sorry to break, but GM is what's the case here, just to make sure? Are we going to break in, or can I do it remotely
Yeah.
and break in later?
So on the way there, you would have no issues trying to scan for any signals and do any hacking you wanted.
Okay.
So let's do that right now. You can do. What are you trying to do first of all?
First, I want to just access the system.
All right.
Just see if I can get in.
Do a security test.
And do it stealthily.
Stealthily. Okay. Take use -20.
I will be assisting Lucan.
Then you get a +10.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead.
With a plus.
I'm gonna +10.
You still fail.
Then I would have succeeded.
Yeah, I know you would have. You would fail with 0.2 degrees of success.
I suggest you use inspiration with a with a -10. Oh, success with additional 6.
There we go.
Now that's better.
Damn. Nice.
See, I must have been too close the first time round.
As I presume as our new security chief here pulls his goggles on, he says, "I'm in."
He says I'm in, but you can definitely tell his eyes kind of glaze over. He's still kind of aware of what's going on, but really he's not 100% there. And you can kind of see he's smiling to himself, almost grinning like an idiot.
Change of plans. You're staying here on the ship with the others. Try and secure our combi's channel. You will be our eyes and ears, and our gatekeeper.
Okay. So once I'm in, I'm gonna first I want to pull up blueprints to see if there's any plans or a layout I can get.
Do a security test -20.
Okay. Am I still getting help or no?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can help you since this is sort of happening inside your brain.
Yeah, I can assist him with making the rites of to soothe the machine spirit, which is basically walking around him with holy incense.
Who's walking into the tunnel and who's staying behind?
So it's Duskin, me, and Alaric, if Alaric is still here.
I am here.
I guess I'm staying behind now.
First priority, if you find any gates or doors, anything that leads from this passageway into the compound, seal it off. Whoever left those footprints, I want him trapped inside with us.
Okay.
Success with an additional degree of success.
For finding the blueprint.
Alright, start hustle.
Awesome. Just the three of you are running into the tunnel. Everyone else is staying behind.
Yeah.
Liam, where are you?
Well, seeing as I would... Actually, with the +10, I'd have a stummer, potentially. But, how much, does a stummer give you to...
Plus
20.
30 to being here.
Plus 30.
Well, I'd have a 35 to my stealth if I went with a stummer, so... I'm
But you can
staying
only-
at the ship. Probably.
Okay.
Stay on the ship.
Yep.
Do all of you have stummers?
No.
No.
I've got one. Here, one of you take it. It'll be better used by you, and you can give it back when you get back. So he
Barbosa,
gets
what's
it.
yourself?
He gets it out, and he's holding it out for one of you to grab it.
I need to be able to use the comm microbeat and listen and hear reports. I think the stummer would impede us more than help us. Also, we won't be able to hear what's around the next corner.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'll
Just
go without it.
sorry, Duskin, are you joining them in the tunnel?
I am indeed.
Awesome. So there are 4 of you now in the tunnel, if I'm getting that correctly.
No,
three,
only
of them.
3. Alarak, Barbosa, and Dustin.
Got it. Okay. Those of you staying behind, you can see. Is it Lucan leading over the cogitator, and you are attempting to gain more and more information from the systems in here. The security tests are going to get increasingly difficult, and reading the internal workings of the system, you gather that if you are to be uncovered, if you are to be discovered, that would blow all of your cover. So they would be able to triangulate your position.
Well, I got 1 degree of success for trying to find the blueprints.
Nice.
Or the layout.
Nice. Alright, I'm gonna say you transmit that or give that to the rest of the group. There are 3 floors up from where you are currently before you enter the facility itself. You can do a navigate surface test, any of the ones who are embarking on this journey.
I will take point.
Okay.
What's your navigate surface?
It's only 1. You can take one.
Yeah,
Minus
must be.
10?
You get a minus 10 from the visibility. Yeah.
But I have night vision.
Oh, okay. Then you get a plus 0.
Oh, it didn't roll? Okay. 5 degrees of success.
Awesome. And what do you want to do, the 3 of you who are going to the tunnel?
We
Do you just want to follow the quickest way there? Up through the tunnels?
Yeah, I'll take point, and I'm wearing my Camoline cloak, but we are making like a jog almost, because I am what do you say? I am
We don't wanna hang
anxious.
around.
I'm anxious about these footsteps.
Yeah. All of you are running next to the wall. It is very dark in here. Occasionally you can hear dripping from the stalagmites above. The walls are shiny. Whenever you have any source of light that you point to them, it reflects. And it seems almost frozen. It is cold. Every time you breathe, there's frost smoke coming out of your mouth. As you run up this little 30-degree hill, you hear a noise at the end, some kind of can, and then you hear footsteps.
Some kind of can?
Yeah, some hollow metallic object.
Yeah.
Someone kicked over.
Be a guard, possible grenade. Take cover. Hide. Barbosa slinks into the shadows.
How long do you want to stay in the shadows?
Yeah, basically take cover.
For 5 seconds.
5 seconds. Nothing happens. What do you do?
Barbosa jumps out of cover with the sniper raise, turning towards the direction the can sound.
Alright, how long do you want to wait?
2 seconds. He gesticulates with his hands to follow, and he walks with his gun aimed in a tactical maneuver towards the further in, where the sound came from. The footsteps are gone.
Do the rest of you follow?
I'll follow him. What do you call it?
Yeah.
Sort of crouched
I'm like
position.
holding my sniper rifle over his shoulder, kind of like doing the, what is it, Silent House from Call of Duty.
Everyone can do an awareness test at -30. If you have some kind of dark vision, you can do it at +0.
I even have heat signatures. Can I get a +10?
Mm-hmm.
Presence gives me +20, so I'm not sure if I...
Go for it.
Okay,
We both have presence goggles, brother!
Sick. Damn, son. Both of you who can...
Good thing you took point.
Tuscan a little bit unlucky with the awareness. Laric, unfortunately, you also do not see. But Barbosa, you see a robed figure slowly step into the middle of the room. The hall, it is dark. The robed figure is about... let's see. It is about 14 meters away from you. You can see the frost smoke coming out of its mouth.
So, detecting from the heat signature, how much part metal does this guy seem to be?
Nothing at all.
Is he cooler than a normal person?
Yes, definitely.
Alright. I'll take a half aim action and shoot him in the head.
Okay. You get a surprise round and roll to attack.
So half aim is +10, short range is +20.
Yeah.
And
Also,
so-
he's surprised, so or you are unseen, and you get another
+30.
+20.
Oh, is it?
This is the
So what
silence
little
sniper
plus?
rifle.
yeah.
It's a +30 when it's surprised.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're gonna
+30.
hit. You're gonna hit.
Fuck.
There's no fucking
So is it
point.
+50 or?
So, okay. Either then the distance and the firing mode, you should get a +10 because it's accurate, and a +30 because he's surprised. So the modifier is +40.
Yeah, this is a fucking shot right between the eyes. What happens?
I think accurate gives you another +10 when you do a half aim.
It doesn't matter. You have
It's,
the maximum amount of bonuses.
8 degrees of success.
And
I aim at his head though, since I have that skill.
oh yeah, yeah.
So it's a headshot.
Yeah, you can see the little red dot on its
It's
head.
4 additional dice.
As soon as you see the head, though, it's not a man; it's a woman.
It was a woman.
Yeah, exactly.
Got righteous fury.
Now it's a piece of mist in the air. Jesus Christ.
Do I have to
How
roll
much in
more
total?
damage, or is it?
Yeah, it's 4 additional dice.
No,
No,
it's 2. It's a maximum of 2.
I can only do 2.
What is
So my extra D10 for the righteous fury.
That's
It's
Righteous
8
Fury is a
plus-
D5 critical effect.
He has a death dealer.
Okay.
Okay, so the other, how many damage is extra as a
Uh,
crit with a sniper
2
rifle?
D10.
Max 2 D10.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, but 1 D10 is already baked into the sniper damage. So how many extra do I roll?
Yeah, 2 D10. The extra damage is a maximum of 2 D10.
Okay.
So it becomes 3D. I think.
So she takes
Another
27 impact damage to the head and the D5. And can you righteous fury on the D5?
No,
It doesn't matter. This is a human pinata.
What?
Look.
She's gone, man. Everything
gone.
above the neck is
Forget
a
about
fine red mist.
As you see the head dissipate into a mist, you can even, it's almost like you can see slow motion as the head is chopped into, and she just instantly falls lifeless to the ground. The robe falls down behind her. It barely makes any noise. The rest of you looking over, all you see when you turn around is some black shadow slowly, like, just falling down to the ground and then laying lifeless. As you look over, you can see Barbosa lowering his sniper rifle slowly.
Smoke coming out of the barrel. Damn it. I just realized she might be one of the contacts of our little Pearl. We can't take any chances. Let's move on.
I'm going to move up and start rifling through her clothing to see if she's carrying anything, like data slates or anything like that. I'm going to motion to Barbosa and Alaric to cover me.
I cover it.
Crouch down, like,
Alright, you have a little combat map to relate to. And you are technically in battle, so I'm gonna put your thing. You can roll initiative if you want, or you should, if you want to be engaged in the battle.
I will keep still looking around.
Yes.
Do I need to select my token or can I just roll it?
No.
Oh, there's I gotta find my character.
Perigenous, have our mongooses made contact with the enemy?
don't say that.
Haven't heard anything on the comms yet.
Okay. And I'm gonna look back over to
Keeping an
Stefan
ear out.
and the data slate, going through the case files.
Barbosa,
Oh, shit.
after seeing that she is in fact a female, before gently squeezing the touch, seeing her face blow up in a red mist, hesitates for a moment. Did he make a mistake?
Awesome. You get an inspiration point. And Duskin, you are first to react. There's a dead body at the end of the hall. What do you do?
Okay, I'm gonna move up to there, and I'm gonna crouch and basically look round the corner, because my awareness was very poor the first time, so I don't know if there's anything else
Awesome.
in the hall, and that'll be me.
Yeah, I'm gonna like start moving towards Barbosa. You see anything else?
Quiet.
Okay. I'm gonna go forward in that case. 1, 2, 3. That's my half move, and I'm just gonna like be looking around.
Awesome.
As I'm kind of like hunched over.
Yes. After a little while, something appears in the horizon. Does anyone have a prepared action? Nope. Alaric,
Nope.
I want you to do a willpower test for me.
Is this fear?
No.
It's a -7 decrease.
Damn.
You might want to inspire that.
Sure. Yeah. I guess I'm gonna. I mean, I won't succeed anyway. Yeah. There we go. -5.
Oof. Okay. Do a. That was a willpower test. Okay. Do a D100 for me, please.
That's how many pieces you end up in.
9.
9?
9.
That's not bad.
What do you mean?
Reeling with shock, the character backs away from its source of his fear. He cannot willingly approach the object of his fear, but can otherwise act normally, with a -10 penalty on all tests until the end of the encounter.
So it was fear.
No, it's a psychic effect.
Oh.
There it is. You are frozen in terror. Barbosa.
Damn it. Barbosa has slightly adjusts his aim, takes a half aim, putting the reticles straight between the eyes. Inescapable dodge with -30. Does he dodge?
-30 to dodge? Nope.
Yeah.
No dodge arena.
So I only got 3 degrees of success, so that only allows me 1 extra D10 damage.
Right.
That's right, Stefan?
That is correct.
So the secondary damage
Ooh.
can't actually proc
Exactly. Yeah, can't do.
Righteous Fury, so it's 17 damage.
Okay. The
10-3.
a woman screams out as a horrible shriek. She takes a step back. You can see a mist of blood behind her. Let's go.
I am going to stay where I am, and I she let out a massive shriek, yeah? I think it was quite loud.
Yeah.
Gonna step there then, and I'm gonna shoot her with my las rifle. See, the noise has already been broken. Is there any negative modifier for me not being able to see in the dark like the other ones?
Do you not have any augmented vision? Your vision is not augmented. You get a -30, unfortunately.
I believe in you, Duskin. The Emperor does too.
It's -30.
Oof.
He doesn't. I'm going to inspire that.
You cannot. Only fate points to reroll.
I cannot. Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. No worries. I will leave it then. That's me moving back into cover.
The gunshot ricochets through the hall. I don't think you can move after. So you can do one move.
You know what? I can't actually. No,
Yeah,
it's only the pistols.
one move and then one.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I keep mixing this up at the end of the both of you.
The green scans. I must survive. I just look at her, hold up my rifle, die, and I just fucking aim and shoot.
Awesome. Remember the -10.
Yep. This is short range. Imagine. And there. -10, so it becomes. 8 degrees of success.
Damn. Sniper boys.
Sniper boys, sniper boys.
I feel rather surplus to requirements.
Oh, it's a crit.
That's gonna do it. Where did he hit?
Head. I mean, it's always a cold shot. I said that.
The headshot boys. Okay. She flies back, her head is split in two. You see her spin a couple of times before hitting the ground violently. And again, there's this sound of almost like you're opening an animal. It's a horrible, wretched sound that echoes through the hall. And then a very faint before she instantly dies.
After the body falls on the ground, the somewhat muffled clacking of teeth can be heard behind the gas mask of the Laringer. Where are the green scans?
Inspiration points. Alright.
Snap out of it.
After a little while, you search the rest of the cavern, but there does not seem to be anyone else down here. You make it around the corner. You're going to find a small camp where these women were holding up, searching their bodies. You're going to find basic robes, various obfuscation tools. In the camp, you find food, survival gear, some communication systems, a small antenna, and that's it.
This is Barbosa hailing Eagle's Nest. We seem to have encountered a lure cell. Unfortunately, we have taken them out.
How far off are they, by the way?
Not very far.
So did we hear the last crack?
No. Well, the last crack you would hear, yeah. Barely.
We were wondering what that was. Is everything alright?
Yeah, I don't think we are compromised as of yet, but perhaps this was a little unnecessary.
Keep an ear out and first sight, pull back and reconnoiter with us.
Lucan, what's the status update on Omar's residency? Have you located it?
Would that have been part of the blueprints?
No, not specifically. You just not.
Okay. Well, let's try to find that specifically.
You need to access the database.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing has a name on it. It's not like Omar's room. It's just a blueprint.
Can we analyze in the complex structure?
Yeah, you have a basic idea of where a factory is. That's the location. You're pretty sure. Other than that, it can be used for anything.
So there's no way to logically deduce.
There is a place
room
that's almost certainly used as a hangar. There is an officio, and there's also a basement. You see a bunch of
Do
bats.
we find any? Sorry. Do we find anything on the two females that Barbosa and Alaric just executed?
Yep, I just described that.
Oh, sorry.
Any intel they have that written down anything of information
That's
on their data?
the peculiar thing. There is nothing at all. They're carrying no identification marks.
Oh.
Do you want to keep going?
Yeah.
Okay.
What directions? We are at a road cross. What directions to lead up to the complex?
As you hail back, you look down at the blueprints. They are basically the main pathways versus the ventilation. Inner... yeah, not the main roads. So do you want to take the main halls, or do you want to go in through the ventilation system?
How narrow are the ventilation shafts or passages?
It looks like a bunch of mechanical rooms and things that were built for people to move through. So you can move through. It will be narrow.
Let's hide these corpses a little bit, and I suggest we take the ventilation access. But what do you guys think?
I think, to be honest with you, either which way, we're probably going to run into someone, either doing maintenance or... So, yeah, ventilation, why not?
Barbosa takes the corpses and sort of lifts them a little bit out of the middle of the passage and hides them a little bit around the corner in the shadows.
Also, do a 1d10. Any of you. You can choose.
You can do it, Alaric.
Alright. It's a 10.
Is it 10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Okay. You're trying to make your way up to the ventilation system, first of all. Just as you are about to climb, you think you hear something around the corner, and I want all of you to do a minus 30 stealth test.
If you're clumped up together, the noise suppressor will cover all of you.
Success.
I only get a minus 10 because I have a plus 10, 20 from my Camelan.
Let's strummer.
I use my inspiration point. Is the strummer active?
Yeah. you would have succeeded.
Yeah, okay. But it's nice to have modifiers, right?
Yeah. It gives you a plus 30.
Alright, so I succeeded.
Alright, as you try to hide, the thing comes closer. You have to get away or basically stand and fight. It is a giant robot of some kind. Do an athletics test, minus 30.
Oh shit.
I
Don't
think
be afraid to go.
acrobatics could be used to sort of daftly,
Yes,
acrobatically
you
get
can
out of the way, right?
alternatively use acrobatics, just fewer have it trained. You can.
Minus 30?
Yeah.
Oh, I accidentally hit enter. But I succeeded. But it's not been any minuses.
Sick.
I'm gonna inspire that.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna also try.
Target? You can roll acrobatics, Duskin. If you want to.
It's a single success. Exactly the target.
Christ, every time.
So you would have...
That's minus
well,
4.
The rest of you
That's a minus 4
swiftly
failure.
jump away, get behind something when you see Duskin. What is holding you back from moving quickly, Duskin?
Probably because I didn't actually really see it with the same degree of success as everyone else. So essentially, I was still helping with the women and basically helping the guys get up into the ventilation, and I was preoccupied with that and didn't quite catch it quickly enough. Maybe half a second behind everyone else.
You get an inspiration point, and at that moment, you can hear the crack of last fire. Something is shooting at you, Duskin. Do you want to dodge?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Research success.
Ooh, nice. Volley of shots get closer as the thing is shooting at you. You can dodge all. Let me see, how many degrees? 7. Yeah, that's all the hits. Very nice. After you've dodged, what do you want to do? As you look over, it is a pretty large automaton.
Is there a way to get away from the automaton?
That's up to you to decide. I don't. There's a hallway. I mean,
I'm
you can always
thinking
run.
it's time. I think it's time to book it.
Alright. So you want to move at full speed? What is your full speed?
Yeah, I'll move. My full speed is. Just run a little bit slow. My run's 30.
30. Okay. You get about almost all the way around the corner. And Barbosa, you're still hiding. Wolfgang.
so as it sort of passes on, I want to slip out of, I want to put up my signal jammer activated and attach it to him when he passes by me.
Alright. As the thing passes by you, you're actually absolutely right. You would have to basically jump down and somehow attach it to it. Do you want to actually put it on the automaton?
Yeah.
Do a stealth minus 30.
Who has the stummer for sound? That was you, Duskin.
I don't know.
Is it you, Wolfgang, who have it?
I'm pretty sure we left the sound stummer back at.
no,
Oh,
I'm certain one of you got it.
Yeah, Duskin took it. I'm pretty sure he did. But that means we don't have it anymore, so that's a minus 10. Then I use my inspiration.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Sleight of hand, Meister.
Oh, please tell me you have it.
Yeah, I just bought it.
Nice.
So let's see. No more sleight of hand. Let's see. Fate point.
Mm-hmm. Whew. Okay.
Wow.
Duskin, you manage to jump down on a crate, lean over, and just as it comes up, even though it has infrared vision, you like sneak in right behind it, jam the signal jammer on its back between two metal pieces. It is stuck there, and it just keeps moving, not even detecting your presence. Then I go.
It should be clear now. At least it won't be able to talk back to base. We gotta move quickly, this is going south.
The thing moves closer to you, Duskin. Alaric, what do you want to do? Do you want to stay behind cover?
Yeah, I'm just trying to hide myself so behind anything possible as I see this gigantic thing coming after me.
Okay. You are running at full speed, Duskin. It is shooting at you.
Okay.
Do you
I think
have
I'm gonna have to dodge again.
hard to hit or something that the Charis is saying?
No.
So, do you want to dodge or not?
Inspire that, because that's a bad one. It's not going well today.
Duskin with the dodge, and he gonna fail. Ooh, he barely succeed.
One success.
One success. Alright.
Sorry, just success.
Just a success. That's gonna be. Let's see. 1, 2. Okay.
Do you not have step aside?
Yeah, you succeeded.
Yeah, actually, yes.
Okay.
Oh, then
You take first 11 explosive damage, penetration 4, in your right leg. Something just hits you from behind. It feels cold and then warm, and you feel this fire reaching up through your pants. Something is burning. Oof.
Okay.
Then you take 15 explosive damage, penetration 4.
To the right leg again, or?
Exactly. And then you get a critical effect. Crit 3. That was a nasty hit. Explosive leg. 3. The concussion causes the target's leg to fracture. The target suffers 2d10 agility damage, which lasts until it's healed. The leg, as all are looking, leg kind of flares up with an open, gaping wound. Duskin staggers for a second.
Damn it.
And then you take another 10 explosive damage for penetration to the body. That's a fine match. These explosions make extremely loud sounds through the hallways. And it's
So, is that something we could hear?
That.
definitely you all hear it. You can also start to hear chatter from the base that something is going on.
We gotta start moving.
I'm hearing some chatter, guys. Something might be going wrong.
We stumble into an automaton. Fucking shredded Duskin, I don't know if it's still alive.
Inspiration point.
Recover Duskin and then retreat. I think we've been compromised.
there's still a chance for you to go rendezvous with Duskin, take down this automaton while we still go for our goal.
Peregrinius.
I look at Peregriniads. Do you want to go fuck with a robot?
Peregrinius is off this ramp.
I just nod my head and I look at Stefan and I say, should we bring the power fist?
Stefan, as he goes past you, he waits for a second and says, "Well, go big or go home, right?"
Peregrinius stops at the mention of a power fist, looks around, back, and says, "You know how to use one of those?"
Well, I did receive the training. The only bad side is that it's not powered. Just a real big fist that smacks the shit out of things.
Lucan.
Well then.
Lucan, do you read?
Yeah. It's not even powered.
I'm here.
We got this, Stefan.
I managed to embed a signal jammer within the robot. It shouldn't be able to communicate with its superiors.
Ooh, so we probably don't want to haywire that.
Is it possible for you to somehow mimic the response of this robot, to somehow pass this off as a malfunction or accident unrelated to this? Also, as the Sidrat Omar's residency. Alaric, follow.
I could try. That would be extremely difficult to mimic that, especially with the alarm raised, and I can't guarantee that they would come after a malfunctioning defense automata like that.
It could provide a distraction for our actual business on the surface.
Maybe say it was a false alarm or something like that. I don't know.
While he's discussing that, I'm going to be, I'm guessing a few of us are probably starting to move down the tunnel.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
And at the same time, those who were in the ship, as you're studying the blueprints, at any point you can do a scholastic or bureaucracy test.
Oh, well done by me.
At -20.
Did someone say bureaucracy?
-20.
So my
Fine.
Became politics.
Lucanus, you're trying to recall, but you've read a book about it. You can't really quite remember which. Stefan, looking at the blueprints, you look at the various officios that were built around the factory. One is particularly curious. As you look through data, you actually find an entry that indicates that this is someone who has the same information that Nazir had. You find some information that is similar to what you know that Nazir had.
Mm-hmm.
So is there a way I could divert or shut down the activity, the alarm that people are...
There is no alarm currently. However...
Yeah, but like the alarm, the chatter.
Some people are basically ordering more patrols beneath the base.
Okay.
But they don't
They don't know from what, just that they've lost contact with one of their servitors.
And is that information relayed to the team?
I would assume so.
We shouldn't risk them triangulating our position.
Okay, so we'll just have to ignore that.
Don't take any
Do we-
unnecessary risks, Lucan.
So where does the tunnel structure end? Like, where does it come out in relation to that bureaucratic area?
To the officio,
Far beneath it. Yeah. several hundred meters.
Stefan would relay to Barbosa. Barbosa, we have located the possible residence of Nazir's brother. High chance of this divisio to be his place of residence. It should be somewhere to your left from where you last transmitted. Keep moving in that direction while we handle the automaton.
Alright, heading that direction right now. Someone give me directions to running there as quickly as we can.
Awesome. I'm gonna say you communicate over microbeads and are able to sort of coordinate and find the way there. And what do you want to do with the servitor who is moving out of the ship and who is staying behind?
Well, we have a servitor with us?
No,
the
enemy. Yeah.
I presume the rest of us will attempt to take it down.
Okay.
I'm not.
I will be, absolutely.
I say we try to stealth our way up as closely as possible.
Because Duskin, you managed to turn around the corner and disappear. Yeah, you can outrun it. So it will never find you again, or not for a long time. You run down the hallway.
Then.
Yeah. And Barbosa and
Right, well I'm just gonna then just collapse and basically start bandaging my leg up.
Yes.
So it is whilst trying to keep out of its way, but I have put the las gun away and taken out the plasma rifle. Sorry, the plasma gun. Although I've draped something over it so there's no light coming out from it.
Nice.
So if it does find me, I'm gonna blast it.
You can not hear it, but you can see the light from the automaton turning the corner and then moving past you. And it just keeps walking down the hall. It is quite far still to the ship. You would have to turn around a couple of times before it reaches the ship.
I'll just stay in cover until it actually gets.
Oh,
I'll come back. I'll wait till it gets close and hit it point blank.
Dustin, if you can manage, make your way back to the ship. The rest of us will prepare an ambush for the automaton. Keep us posted on its location if you could.
Alright. I'll activate my stummer and what else can we do?
Yay, I'm not the only one that has one now. Yay.
Well, the automaton is going towards the ship, correct?
Yes.
Then I presume that me, Doc, and Peregrinus will wait somewhere along its path and suddenly end its machine spirit.
That's the plan.
In fact, Periginus, I see you have a massive warhammer.
Mm-hmm.
You see that nice little dark-looking area about, 10 meters up?
I will slink into that area, have my stummer on, or what?
No, my friend. I'll go sit there. You go back further down the hall behind some cover and just tap your warhammer against the wall to lure the machine towards us.
Alright.
I'll haywire it after it steps by, and then we're going to take it to pieces.
Okay. So you're farther down the hall, and then I'm not. Alright. I got you.
And then,
After
Stefan,
hearing this over the...
find some place to hide, my friend.
Fox... Sorry, I was going to say, after hearing it over the Fox, I'm just going to keep a distance, but follow it. Let's go in. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Oh.
So you are actually following it, and the rest of you are sitting in ambush. Everyone on the ship? Just
Lucan is staying on the ship, from what I heard.
Yeah. I only have one arm, so.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
Okay. After a little while, Duskin, you keep tracing it. Barbosa, Alaric, what do you want to do in the meantime? By the way, it's a pain in the ass when you split the party like this. Barbosa, what do you do? Barbosa, Alaric.
I imagine we proceed to the desired location of where we're supposed to be going.
Yeah, I was muted. We're rapidly making our way there with directions.
Awesome.
To
taking-
the office, you.
We're gonna do the Duskin thing first. The machine is getting closer and closer. What specifically do you want to do to prepare?
I'm gonna.
I mean, the
essentially
people in the
wait
check
until.
who are setting the ambush.
Sorry.
So-
I'm gonna enter into the darkness, activate my stummer, and wrap my chameleon cloak around me while having my haywire grenade outside in the cloak, just waiting in my hand. And I'm just be like basically sitting down. Like if someone were to like walk by and actually would notice I was there, they would probably be terrified to see a completely dark silhouette just chilling in darkness. So if it does see me, it should probably be scared, even though it's
And
horrifying.
he's doing that a little bit around a corner, correct? That way I'm at the corner
yeah.
tapping.
Remember, if the automaton makes it to the ship, use the ship's autocannons to take it out.
Fear not, it won't reach it.
Stefan, that might be your forte more than either of ours.
I have full faith in you.
Yep. So he's up a little ways, and we're at a corner essentially, and I'm on the ship side of the corner. Every now and then, just tapping gently my hammer against the stone to kind of lure the automaton towards me, while it not being able to see me until it turns the direct corner next to me. And then he's going to be stealthing. Hopefully it passes him and he's able to do what he wants.
Okay, do a stealth test, -20. This is Liam, right?
I'm not necessarily being stealthy.
You're just
I'm the distraction. I'm behind a corner so that like I can't be shot, but I'm not stealthing because I'm
Alright,
luring him.
10 degrees of success for me. This is for Doc, hiding in the corner. 10 degrees of success on my stealth.
Okay. So, Bergrinus, you're around the corner and you're trying to lure it towards you.
Yeah, I'm
Rest of
trying
you
to lure
are
it to the
further
corner
into
so
the
it
hall,
gets into
and
melee
you're
with
just standing ready to shoot it when it approaches. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What?
Then we're doing the combat now, and you can all roll initiative when I bring you to the screen. There. You should see your tokens.
Confusion ensues.
Holy shit, that's huge.
So I think Doc was like around here, right?
Position yourselves where you think you
Gotcha.
So if you're right around that corner,
Ship
then
is
I'd have to be somewhere
Ship
like...
is over here, by the way. Far end. Over here. And,
Oh man, looks
Now,
just
if
like
I was
a
here, it'd be too close and you'd be able to see me before the right point. So yeah, I'd be right there.
Alright. Roll initiative. Let me just remove the old ones there. What's your
And,
agility, Duskin?
My agility, well, my new agility is 42.
Okay, you go first.
And did we have held actions for when it surfaced, essentially? Got into the point?
Yeah. You can.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna hold my action until someone does something.
Got it. Yeah, you get a surprise action irrigator.
Charge?
Cool.
You don't want me to haywire it first?
Well, I figured your held action was a haywire.
Yeah, but it won't be able to do anything to my turn. Because he made us roll initiative first.
Oh, don't worry, you can haywire it afterwards.
Yeah, it's not like I have much on me that's mechanical based. Alright, so I will charge it. Make attack. It's large. Is that a modifier to melee attacks?
Yes, it is. It is plus 10. It's supposed to be that size.
Plus. Charged it. So. Don't actually think I can fail this.
Wow.
Oof.
I'll fate point that.
You jinxed yourself.
I mean, I
still
I
succeeded.
technically succeeded.
No, 100 is always a fail.
Can I not fade it?
You can.
Fade it.
Yeah, I'll fade that. I'll fate point that.
Imagine rolling a 7.
There we go.
Noise.
So if it tries to do a dodge action, it'll be at a minus 70.
He does not have Doge. It's a surprise.
Okay.
He is not prepared.
And can, this is a charge, so my brutal charge comes in,
Oh yeah, add the rewards.
and I'm gonna need it to make a toughness check. 21 impact, 3 pen, and I need a toughness check at a minus 10.
What is it? 23 and 1?
Oh yeah. And does it take more damage than its strength bonus?
No.
So it has heavy armor, is what I'm hearing.
It's a metal piece of metal.
Yeah.
It's a heavy metal.
Say
All right.
down when your turn is over.
Yeah, that'd be my health action.
Okay. This is a little beginning of learning combat, but as we go further, when it's your turn, just describe your action visually, how it looks, and then you can roll in the background. Duskin, what do you do?
Sorry, I was on mute. Okay, so after seeing Pergonius charge across, Duskin drops to the ground, brings out the plasma rifle, aims straight down it, and flips the nozzle onto semi-auto and opens fire. And it's not coming up. Okay, I'll do that again, sorry. Doesn't seem to want to come up.
If you don't have any augmented vision still, remember the penalty.
And that's a hit with 4 degrees.
Sick. What happens?
So, after sighting down, basically pulls the trigger, and after a slight, it goes. 2 shots come flying out. It's like 2 sort of blue balls heading straight towards the thing's back.
Wow.
Okay, so they're gonna ricochet off its back, and you
it
see just
explodes and basically lights up the room.
awesome. You see sparks
Sorry, go
flying
ahead.
off it in all directions. And then it is the automata's turn. Do you want to dodge an attack, Previous?
Shooting or swiping?
It is swiping.
I will parry.
Yes.
Wow! Music, music.
Nice, dude.
All right.
You know how it works. Do you have a power weapon?
I don't have a power weapon, but I do have a reinforced hammer.
Do you want to describe it beautifully to get a possible fate point?
Sure.
Let's do this.
So as the automaton reels back its massive foreleg and goes to swipe at Peregrinius. Peregrinius knocks the hand up with the hammer and then back down onto the other way, the monster tripping up for just a moment as Peregrinius kind of flicks his hammer back down, staring the thing in the eye, just dead set on crushing its skull in. The sheen from his adamantine adamantine chain is just bright with the automaton's latent lighting just shining off of it. He flourishes his warhammer ready for another assault on this foul monstrosity.
The chainsword breaks as you block it, and you just see the thing fly off, and actually smoke coming off, and it explodes in its hands as it
absolutely
drops it.
Awesome.
Music is still going. Sadly, you get an inspiration point, but no fate point. But yeah,
that's all right.
Inspiration. The attack was dogged. It's gonna attack you again. Do you have another doge?
I do not, but yeah, I don't. So I mean, it is what it is here.
It's gonna be
just if it rolls a 1 in the tens place of its attack roll, by the way, and it hits me, its weapon breaks due to my adamantine chain guard. Just to let you know.
I see. It's gonna be a hit to the body.
Alrighty.
And minimum damage, 8 energy, 6 penetration to your body. And
okay.
Second hit of 15 energy, 6 penetration. Again to the body.
Oh, it did three attacks?
Oh, 2 attacks.
Yeah, I parried the first one, right?
Yep, that was a melee attack. Now it's shooting.
Oh, it's not getting a negative for shooting someone in melee?
It has implanted weapons.
Alright, what was the second one to the body?
What did I say? I don't remember.
Said 15. Alright.
Alright,
I'm fine.
I think it was 15, was it?
Yeah, I think that's what you said.
Yeah. Alrighty. So a plasma bolt hits you in the chest, and then another one, and you can feel the heat start to spread through your armor. It heats up. Looking down, you can smell the scorched flesh of your chest. As this thing is a smoking pile, definitely malfunctioning, trying to communicate. You can see that it's even speaking, but nothing is coming out. Somehow.
As the machine is engaged with Peregrinius, its machine spirit from time to time might see from this corner a shimmering light, as if flame was hidden behind it. Holy incense emanating from the corner. Oh, okay, I succeeded. And in their voice, in their earpieces, the entire group hears, "Oh, great saint of the forbidden oak, may the blood that was shed in the name of the Emperor bear fruit for our followers," as he commands inspired, giving a +10 to all his allies.
Awesome. You get an inspiration point?
Yeah.
Stefan's voice echoes through the orcs. Calm. James. Here you go to Peregrinius.
I will all out attack with that plus 10.
It's not gonna parry because you can't, but it's gonna try to do it.
Well,
Oh, well, shame.
here's hoping. So
One degree
before I
success.
do that, I'm going to spend a fate point to gain hatred of
Before he does
machine.
that, I'm going to take my turn
Okay.
to save him
Cool
from
down.
that.
Cool down, boys. What do you want to do, James?
You don't have to say too
And
much.
seeing that the automaton is about to basically combust itself, I uncover myself with glorious inspiration from hearing Stefan's magical words, lighting up the fire within me, and I come out, not in a brazen charge, but in a swordsman's swagger, as I semi-run up to the automata,
Awesome.
and I look
Inscription.
at it with glowing red eyes, and I say, "To hurt my teammates is to court death, foul machine." And I unleashed upon it the most magnificent swift attack I think I could ever do on a creature.
Nice.
Do it. Do it now.
It's still gonna save its dodge for the only one who has injured it. So.
And he gets hit 4 times?
Holy crap.
Yep, he gets 4 hits.
Let me.
Damage. What is the damage?
Oh, he's dead. He's like dead.
Man, good
so
for
You're pretty
not,
good.
I don't
not
know, man. I didn't Pierce do enough damage with 21
What about
Yeah, but-
surpass his
Tox
strength
dispenser?
threshold, man.
It doesn't do
Okay.
Tox dispenser. Is that taken into the damage total?
No.
Oh.
That's only when I activate it, and I have not even used that thing once for a really long time.
What kind of sword
Mostly
is this?
because it is best quality sword. It's best quality sword. It's got balanced, tox dispenser, mono, and proven.
Awesome.
There you go.
And he takes 23 pin 2, 22 pin 2, 24 pin 2, and 20 pin.
Okay, let me do this one at a time. So it's gonna be. Okay, first one brings it down a little bit. You see some sparks flying off as your sword jams in between its shoulder blade. Some wiring is cut and some sparks fly out. And the second one is gonna be. It's gonna end up at minus. And then the third one. And the fourth one is gonna kill it. Finally, out the fourth blow, you manage to cut off its arm, jam the sword in there, and you cut something critical. Oil starts to spill out, sparks fly. What does it look like?
So, I basically kind of swaggeredly approached this automata, and between hitting critical pieces by directly stabbing into it and lopping off some of its key components, such as the other arm it had, you just see oil and smoke just come billowing out. You see it start falling to the ground. As it finally hits the ground and lies still, I rest a boot on top of its ocular systems, and I say, "And in his name, we are victorious." I look over to Perigonus, though, and say, "Are you still able to stand, my friend?"
Awesome. Inspiration points.
I nod.
And I'm gonna go ahead and triage Duskin real quick, because I know he's really fucking hurt. I run over to Duskin, and I say, "Damn, that thing fucked you up. Look at your leg. How the fuck were you even walking?"
I have no idea. But my leg's sore, but my hands are even fucking sore. That thing goes hot.
Yes, it does. Let me patch that up for you.
Well, adrenaline is a hell of a thing.
Alright, so you get 9 wounds back.
Kan gjøre det når
I get any of my agility
Ja,
back,
så
which is one thing I'm worried about.
Vi kan gjøre det med Marcus i kveld.
And
yes.
after trying to piece back together, I mean, his leg's just molten. I
Det var
mean,
en god idé.
there's gonna have to be some real extensive tissue repair there. I'm just kind of like looking at Duskin, and I'm just like, did you just run from it and get shot in the back with
Disse
plasma
veldig
bolts?
pris på at jeg har litt til. Nå får vi liksom ferdig.
No. What happened was I stood my ground, and there was an explosion which kind of spun me round, and it kind of shot me as I was sort of spinning, and it kind of hit me in the back of the leg.
I see. I'm gonna put my finger in real deep into the wound and like touch his bone that I'm pretty sure is showing. Does he give any reaction?
It hurts.
Yeah.
Tickles a bit.
This will leave a good war story, I guess, if we survive this. And I just keep wrapping synth skin around it, and I say I won't be able to do any truly efficient repairs until we get back to base. So just bide till then. If you feel like you're in too much pain to continue to operate, just let me know. Actually, no, here, take this, and I hand him a stem. But don't use this fucking shit right now, motherfucker. Once it wears off, you're gonna be in a lot more pain than you are now. So only use it when you have to. And then I go off to Perigenus to go help him in his plasma body.
No critical damage. Just to let you
Do
know
I
for your
see?
check.
Do I see on your adamantium chains some of them have melted off?
No. Probably not. The chain itself, the chainmail itself is probably singed, but the adamantine itself just is still secure.
So what do you look like?
So the adamantine is like wrapped around my arms and the upper part of my torso. The lower part of my torso probably has a decent sized burn in it.
Okay.
Also,
Well, I'm gonna have you lay on the ground real quick, and I'm going to wrap up your stomach, or at least as much as I can, spraying some synth skin on it.
And I will do so.
I don't think I have any kind of like permacrete or anything. Do we have any? Is there anything like that where I can just spray like basically some type of like real strong adhesive onto the wound and it like kind of like?
Absolutely. I assume
Okay,
you have
awesome.
your medical kit with you on the ship. And in fact, I think you mentioned that before, that you would load the ship with medical gear.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. So I start spraying on this adhesive that, while it helps hold everything that all the bandages and synth skin I put on there, you also, when you touch it, you get like a real firmness from it, almost like it's adding toughness to you, but it's really not. It's just really strong adhesive. So it feels really nice and firm. So it's holding everything in place that's been burned. And since, and I also tell you, I won't be able to do any truly effective tissue repair until we get back to base. And then I also hand you a stem, and I also tell you, like I told Duskin, not to use this unless you're about to go unconscious, because the withdrawal effects of it are worse than, well, you just being fucked up.
You doing a first aid check or no?
Yes.
Oh.
Sorry.
No problem.
While that's going on in the background, Barbosa, you hear chatter, you hear a squad of men running as you're further into the ventilation shaft. Alaric, you would have time to see Barbosa sneak up to this shaft and enter. Do you want to follow him?
Yes, we are proceeding with the mission, and I have my adamantine fate protecting me from going back on my works.
Do a D10.
Oh boy. Barbosa, you do that.
Barbosa, it's your turn, because
I'll be doing the D10s from now on.
Bruh,
Please.
it's not. My luck
to-
is not
to-
shit, just saying.
Just to inform you guys, 10 is the worst, 1 is the best.
9 is the best.
9 is the best.
Can we get a
Okay,
switch on
Barbosa,
that?
my mistake, I'm sorry. I made this system, but I also made a mistake. Mine is the best. As you get closer into the ventilation system, it suddenly collapses on your leg unless you're fast enough to move out of the way. Do a -20 dodge test, Barbosa.
Easy. You dodge.
I imagine me too, right?
You basically have to run to make it past it by the time it collapses. Otherwise, you'll be separated from Barbosa.
Okay, I have 36 around, so.
Here is the Doge, -20, you say?
Doge coin stroke. Do it.
I'm speed.
Do you want inspiration then, my man?
I think I'm out of inspiration now.
No, I'll give it to you here.
Give me my inspiration!
Who said Stefan is on the psychic?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, okay, oh fuck!
God. Oof.
Fail again.
Barbosa, your leg, you just hear the snapping sound as the metal piece has fallen on your leg. Just as you were trying to jump away, you take 11 impact damage to your left leg, not reduced by armor.
Are you kidding me?
Nope.
Okay, that's all my wounds.
Yep.
Well, I get reduced by toughness, right?
Yeah.
Alright, I have 3 wounds left. That's good.
Alaric, you run up and pick up Barbosa before you push this metal piece off his leg. His leg is badly mangled, there is blood, and he can barely stand on it.
Wait. Bite onto this, and I'm gonna give you a piece of cloth. I'm gonna try to fix you up a little bit, okay? And I'm gonna go to make it.
Yep. If you can roll first aid and do that, and then you can roll another D10.
I think both of them suck, to be honest.
A bonus D10? 7, we're going down at least.
Getting up to this first floor, you're about to reach. Everything is, first of all, right now you're in the installation proper. You can see guards, you can see pick recorders. You're sort of sneaking in behind these maintenance areas, wires everywhere. No light, so you have to rely on your own light. And the only way further is to sort of jump through these rotating fans that go further down, and it is basically, it would be suicidal for anyone who is not very athletic. You can attempt an acrobatics test or agility test at +0.
If you have a grapple line and hook shot, is that
will
helpful?
not help you. No. And missing this will be fatal.
Did Alaric heal me anything with that first aid roll, since I'm not critically wounded?
I mean, I did 2 degrees of success, so I guess you take 2 health, yeah.
But doesn't it heal your intelligence modifier or something?
Yeah, it's intelligence plus degree of success.
Also, you get 6.
Alright.
But keep in mind, if you fail this, you are. Doesn't matter how much health you have.
You're red-faced, man.
Yeah, you're looking through, and this light in the back is just revealing these series of fans that you have to run through pretty fast.
I think my leg is feeling much better, Alaric. We're at a crossroads. Either we make it through here, or we have to turn back. This is my idea. I'll go first, and if I don't make it, I want you to head back and extract with the others.
Are we still in comms range with Barbosa?
Yep.
Barbosa, come in. What do you see?
We're calling at our rapid ventilation shaft. Wait. Lucan, can you shut those damn fans off?
Look in, you go into the systems. There is a way to do it. It is risky. If you fail, you will absolutely blow your cover. It is a -30 security test.
Fuck.
Well, it would be extremely difficult, and it could blow our cover pretty wide open, but
What?
if it's vital,
What is the response time until they come to the ship? Can they make
A few
it
minutes.
before the...
You can maybe run to the ship and fly off, but not with Barbosa and Lari.
Fuck.
This is what we were made for, Alaric. We'll do it without shutting it down. We can't risk it at this point. But if we fail this, then this is the end of the mission.
How much farther in are you guys from our position?
Hard to tell, but we are in the complex proper. I think I got eyes on the factory somewhere.
Have you been able to record your trail so I can follow?
Yeah, Stefan knows the directions.
Okay,
We've been following him.
Before you press on, me and Stefan are going to join you. Duskin, Perigenus, get back to the ship since you're both kind of severely injured.
Ooh.
Or if you're not as injured, you're good to come with us. But if you suck at, calisthenics, if you guys haven't been doing your push-ups and your sit-ups and your 5-mile run, you just stay the fuck here. Because I'm tired of you. I'm tired of you out of shape guys. I'm gonna put y'all on like.
Listen, I can do push-ups. I can do sit-ups. 5-mile runs. It's the backflips and the forward triple somersaults that slow me up.
We have 2 minutes. You need to do the roll, or
Yeah.
This is a negative. We don't have time to wait for you to rendezvous, and I fail to see what the two of you witnessing my death will help the situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, go ahead and do what you're gonna do, Barbosa. Best of luck. Over.
Stefan, do you have a prayer for me?
Stefan would close his eyes, focusing on the thoughts. Holy Saint of the Great Oak, may your roots through the stars find our soul. Let you pump holy vestiges and holy ointments upon us. May our luck never run dry like the oceans of Lemnos.
Wow. You get an inspiration point. That's awesome.
Since when were you a Ministorum priest?
I come from a holy world, and stroll up Rogeria. You'd be surprised.
Roll it, Barbosa, while we have time.
Yeah, plus 10 from this. How many acrobatics do I have to do?
Son of a bitch!
1. If you fail, he'll be bad.
Oh!
Barbosa, you deftly jump through the first one. Alaric, you see him just disappear into it. And then instantly he's on the other side. You can't see him anymore. Just the ventilation shaft. Just the fans.
Wait until I make it all the way through before coming after. I'll make sure to scream if I die, so you know it's futile.
Barbosa, you're all the way inside the base, and that's where we'll end it for tonight. That's where
Great high note to end on.
Jag kommer. That's where we end it.
I
You all
just
get
look back
400
at
XP.
Stefan.
Awesome session. I'll see you next week.
Wait,
I need more
before
XP.
Cheers.
Before you officially
You get
end it, I just
500
wanna look back.
500?
I need to max out agility and acrobatics to return.
Yeah, I just look at Stefan and I say, why did we send our pilot to go recover someone? Who's gonna fly the ship out?
I know that the stick, you pull it goes up, you put it down goes down. What?
Stefan.
Yeah.
Did we just maybe compromise ourselves if he dies?
Listen, Doc, can't you tell? Stefan is a priest, a bureaucrat, a pilot, a fighter, and a leader. He's all these things in one. With his guidance, we'll get out of here well.
It's fine.
Doc's just gonna go back mentally to the last team. Every time they said things will go fine and everything's gonna go fine and no one's gonna get blown up.
Do you want to roll a sense motive on me?
Yeah, let me roll a sense motive.
Yeah, go for it. Whatever it is, whatever that shit is.
I think that's scrutiny.
Scrutiny. There you go. Give me that scrutiny test. Hey, guess what?
Inspiration that.
Okay, I mean, sure.
Ah, motherfucker!
There you go. Irrigator Peregrinius is being sarcastic as fuck.
As Doc now notices this, he just shrugs and says, "You should have just said that."
Well,
your mask.
when the team is asking the bureaucrat for prayers, I think we've got some issues, and I mean anything's possible.
It's just that Stefan's prayers are more inspiring than yours, Peregrinus.
Oh shit! Okay, I'm going to BRB. I get involved into this shit. Fuck this.
I just joke. I did not say that. I am too deep into the ventilation shaft to even be part of this conversation.
Now the words have been said.
Yeah, all Barbosa just heard was, did we just send our pilot to die? Nah, he's got it. You know, he's gonna be great. And Andy, as like the whole team's being sarcastic about how he's gonna die. That's all he hears as he's going through this.
Oh no, I didn't
shaft.
say. I wasn't being sarcastic about how he was gonna die. I was being sarcastic about Stefan's ability to get us out of here.
By the way, is it possible to go to pleasure worlds to lower the amount of insanity someone has?
No, you cannot lower insanity.
Okay, I got a perfect picture for this. Let me find it.
Who's Batman?
You see, I have one notch in aeronautica. I can fly the plane.
Listen.
It's fine.
I remember
You gotta get in that Peregrinius's mindset here. He's a priest, perfectly great priest at inspiring people, right?
Hey, Stefan.
This guy's from a holy world, and he just thinks he's hot shit.
Oh, you want to square up?
A Christian rap battle. I see it coming.
Yeah. Let's do an old Civ 6, sorry, religion fight.
Jesus, this nigga.
Worst dance off and rap off in the history of ever.
You will see that the Ministratum works with both talent and faith.
Alaric immediately gets buffered. Without XP.
That's for you, Alaric. That's for you. All for you.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
You want to go to like a sex world, right? Well, no.
No, I imagine it's more like therapies, you know, fucking baths or whatever the fucks, you know.
Oh, massages, right? Yeah, exactly. See, I know where you're going with that. No, there's no
Yeah.
happy endings for your massages.
Oh shit.
What do you mean?
I'll pull this out too. I've got that Adeptus Minosaurus lore. I got Imperial
That's
Creed.
what I was searching for.
I got Imperial Creed.
Listen, I have the true faith that is proeminent
No,
in
no, no.
all planets. Bureaucracy.
That is not true faith.
Okay. Here's my question.
You know what? I even have this, though I failed it. Because
So
I
we
only have a single rank in it.
400 XP, right, guys? 400.
Yeah, 400.
Okay.
Wait, do you actually have lore at the reward?
He's a farm
I do.
lord.
I took Trade Agri.
Oh, so you can sow the land in which I'm gonna bury your body. That's nice.
No. So I can fertilize the fields with your corpse.
Guys.
Okay, team. Let's reduce.
This is all out of character, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
The sarcasm was in character. You know, Peregrinius will remember that.
It just popped up like from the wall.
Listen, and I just want to say that it wasn't all at Stefan. He'll remember that Barbosa knew there was a priest there and was like, "Oh, that guy's from a holy world. Let's get a prayer from him."
Well, maybe.
I gotcha.
Do you give a +10 when you inspire someone?
Yes. I mean, that's not a feat that does that. That's just the
it's
generic
a special
inspire.
use of command.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Keep your slides.
Just saying.
But are you Barbosa's friend? I don't think you are, my dude. Power of friendship.
Yes, but I just want to say you walk a very fine line in the Inquisition here, Stefan, because you're usurping the Ministorum's power there.
You're no longer a Ministorum member. You're an Inquisition acolyte.
That's where you're wrong. You're both. Just because you're in the Inquisition doesn't mean you're no longer a Ministorum priest. Just like it doesn't mean you're no longer a Sister of Battle, or you're no longer Well, I mean, it does mean you're no longer a guardsman because they have to physically remove you from the army. But when it comes to a priest, you're still beholden to both the Inquisition and the Ministorum.
They can
Can we
take
just
me away from the church,
Same
but
with
they can
tech
never
priests.
take me away from my faith.
Can we just take the time to just enjoy the fact that Morton almost made Barbosa into like mincemeat using a
Oh
fan?
yeah, yeah,
To
yeah, that
be honest,
happened.
I'd take another automaton.
You should.
Can we also
yeah,
take the time to say that Doc stole my kill?
Yeah, he did.
In fact, I did not. My first 2 blows knocked it down to
No.
death's fate.
Here's the thing.
Nice.
Look, man,
I
you
had
did
an 8, you
23
had a
damage.
7. I had an 8, you had a 7, man.
Alaric jumped through off camera. Does it count?
I know. I'm just trying to see how it's gonna be like. I don't know how much you get like to plus for each
obviously
level
it's
jumping.
Did you also
But,
just spend all your XP into acrobatics?
And athletics.
Listen,
Oh,
coulda,
look
shoulda,
at that.
woulda. Either way, it would have died, Doc. It would have died.
You can.
But I'm gonna roll my
pretty much
roll
see
anyway because I want to.
Well,
Alaric
wait,
is just
look at
doing
that.
push-ups.
Look at this.
and
Look at
it's
these
increasing his
these
mass.
2 attacks that it would have taken with. What's that?
Yeah,
6 pen
but
on
I
the
hit it with
first.
1 attack. But I did it with 1 attack, and I hit him 4 times. That's the difference.
See,
That's the difference.
I have an all-out attack that goes twice, and had he taken any damage over his strength threshold, he would have just sprawled out on the ground. That's how that works. It's
Oh yeah. That's why I said this is the moment that I knew I was gonna win, because my swordsmanship skill went from the natural 61 it's at. It got a plus 10 from the size bonus. Then it got another plus 10.
Oh, it's great. I know.
Stefan. So I was just like, and I'm doing a half aim because I didn't have to sprint in. I was like, I'm at a 91. How the fuck can I fuck this up? And I got Master Bladesman or whatever that is, where I can attack again if I miss. So I was like, this dude's gonna get wrecked. But
there was one problem. You didn't have initiative.
Oh, he missed his.
I rolled an 8. You rolled a 7.
What's your weapon skill like, James? By the way.
Naturally, it's a 51. When I'm holding my sword, it's a 61. And then most of the times when I'm actually hitting people, it's somewhere around 71, 81, depending on what I'm doing.
For me, naturally, it's a 51, so we have the same there. When I'm frenzied, it's a 61. If I have hatred, it's a 71. And then I also...
Are you like...
What?
Is James like the character like bad at shooting or something?
What do you mean?
Like, is your ballistic skill like really low or something?
My ballistic skills, it's average for someone that, if they were just starting into the game, that nice 31. Never been touched, never been altered.
Doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, because with all the modifiers you get from ballistics, you get more modifiers from ballistics than you do weapon skill. So I'm normally good at a 31. And it costs too much XP. I mean, if I raise it by 10, that'd be nice. But that's like 1,000 something XP that I don't have.
Oh god, yeah, it's way too expensive.
Because I just imagined every Kriegsman to have like incredibly high ballistics.
What's up?
Well, see, that's the problem, is I'm not a generic Kriegsman, I'm an adoptee.
Yeah, you probably like had to knife, like the fools that were trying to
Exactly,
take
I'm from a
away your
Pharaoh
food.
world. I'm a weapons person. My weapon skill should be higher.
No, you're a pointy stick person, not weapon.
No. See, he was.
Oh my gosh.
He was a adoptee, and then he was made into a rough rider. That's why he has survival and melee. Except for his survival's not the greatest because it's been a while since he rid a horse, right?
True.
See,
Yeah.
I gotcha. You used to rock that the hunting lance, which is basically like a melta shot on a stick.
Yeah, dude.
That's
Simple
actually
rock
what it is.
riders,
It's basically a melta shot on a stick. Those things are great.
So basically a jalapeno on a stick?
Bro, don't touch shit about the hunting lens. It's fucking great.
Okay, so why don't we get the minivan equipped with a few, and then whenever we have to fight other vehicles, we can just like pull them out, stick them out the window,
Listen,
and then have Barbosa just like ram into them, and we're like, "Fuck you, guy!" And then we're like, "Take the pointy in," and then just like melt to someone's wheels or something, and just watch them like tumble, while we're going like 100 and something miles per hour. Bodies come flying out. Watermelon gets smashed all over everywhere, but it's not really watermelon; it's people's bodies because the impact, explosions, blood.
And James,
Yeah.
Or just have the, or just have the, the thing open the back. Just have the thing open the back, and the one with the most tattoos takes his shirt off and starts throwing them at him. At Max.
Yeah, and also we should get it to where our windows have small little ports in them for shooting out of, and no ports for throwing grenades inside of our fucking van.
hey Doc, you know what you could get me? Which is here it is.
Look! I'm the prime, not the quartermaster. Go talk to Stefan.
Oh, you're right. Stefan, you know what you could get me?
Okay, yeah, sure.
You could get me
A prayer?
the thunder hammer in the Enemies Beyond book is the lathe pattern thunder hammer, because it is 5 kilograms lighter than the Astarte thunder hammer. And here's the great part of it. By definition, the lathe pattern is meant to be used just the average not the average humans, but by stronger humans, and is commonly seen in the hands of Ministorum priests.
So what I just heard was by the time you reach my level in the Inquisition, you will have your own Thunderhammer. Nice.
Well,
I can't
Listen,
wait to see.
it's
your
only
time,
very rare.
dedication.
You have a power fist that is actually made for, a Space Marines power armor. I'm looking for a Ministorum Thunderhammer. That's different.
Actually, no. Isn't it like a human-sized power fist?
Yeah, it is. It doesn't
Oh.
have the it just doesn't have the battery supply that I need.
Oh, see, it's there. Yeah, there you go.
But still, it's pretty good. I cannot Inquisition very rare. Unless we are on the Inquisitorial Cruiser.
There you go.
Then it won't affect us after
Keep it in mind.
Yeah, I got
For
you
them.
on me.
If you really want to try to get that Thunderhammer faster, when we go back to the assembly, or at Omnicron 1, you could, bring maybe the corpse of a few automatas and trade them to a rogue trader, and maybe you get a Thunderhammer.
See, that sounds
Like a lot of work, I know, just like getting to the Prime. You guys survived
not just a lot of
shit.
work. Kind of. I don't know. Does that seem
I don't know.
legal?
Do we wanna sell the automaton? Won't people find it suspicious?
Nah, we'll make it look. Well, just kind of chopped it up into, smaller pieces. It lost a lot of parts, but.
Oh yeah, I can deceive it or make some paperwork like, this is decommissioned.
Yeah, that's what I
Totally
figured.
legit.
So I have a question in regards to the actual mission itself. When Barbosa and
Alaric.
Alaric, whenever they went through
what's up?
and the thing collapsed behind them, are they now trapped or they get
Yes.
past it?
They're trapped.
They're trapped.
We're not trapped.
Possibly they could. Yeah, they could possibly find an alternate route. It's just a random event that they have to. It's basically a random damage event. But let's not overthink things.
Just for shits and giggles, let's see how I do.
James?
Oh man, I wish y'all got that 4 when I was rolling y'all's d10s, huh?
How do you get the plus 30 to Medicaid, by the way?
I
Is
have
it
a
like an
med
item?
kit. Yeah.
It's just a med kit.
Also, you do have the plus 30 for the steel.
Oh shit.
So
Yeah, I forgot about
Superior
that.
Surgeon. Yeah. I even
Yeah.
put it
I
in
have
your
a-
fucking notes, my man.
Sorry, I go look at it. I swear. I look at my journal. I go down, see what happens. Ooh.
So I need to inquire a med kit. Nice.
But yeah, we should go back to base afterwards, so we can manage to attach the arm. to.
Oh, so you want to take the broken chainsword and try to like retrofit that to Lucan?
No, whoa, no, no. I'm just. I just quality arm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Question, guys.
lucky
What is
son
a
of
tier
bitch.
2 with 1 aptitude cost? Because currently the PDF of Dark Heresy doesn't
Oh.
want to give itself to me. So
Tier 2 with 1 aptitude is 60.
To
No.
600.
it's 600.
No.
No,
It's
400.
450.
Hey,
Wait,
guess
a
who
medic
has
can-
Whirlwind of Death?
Oh,
However,
you just
medic-
got
I'm
that?
attack. Well,
A medikit can give
I
you
took a
plus
lot
5.
of other stuff first, but also I don't have nearly as much XP as you.
Oh, I don't even
So-
have more wind to death.
Yeah, man. Well, you have lightning strikes, lightning attacks, so you kind of don't necessarily.
Oh no, I don't have that. I have swift attack, death dealer, and crushing blow.
yeah,
Oh, you don't
he's
have lightning
referring to
attack
Swift
yet?
Not yet. I mean, it'd be nice, but do I need to hit a motherfucker 9 times with my sword? Fuck no.
You
That's
just did.
Well, you hit him
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, no, I did 4 and almost did 90 damage.
Listen, I'm just taking Whirlwind of Death, so, you know, if I'm surrounded, I can just get an attack on everyone.
All right. Well,
Right,
I'm gonna
right,
head out.
time.
Gotta take the dog for a walk.
Great
Okay.
fucking session, fellas.
Thank you, Lucan. Get your hacking skills up a little bit more so you can be a little bit better of a hacker, and then you'll be more use. You'll be more
Hack
used
the
to us.
world.
That's the one.
Yeah, I'll work on the CIA and the FBI and
Yeah.
hack EXE and
Honestly,
stuff.
just fake it till you
Okay,
make
nice,
it.
nice.
Yeah, look at Stefan. He manages.
No. I got a buddy that codes pretty well, so if you want someone to help you learn coding so you can learn how to like truly hack, I can help you with that.
Oh wow.
Listen, I understand. I went to a school for applied physics, but I was in a 3-pronged dorm room essentially, which is 3 dorm rooms all sharing the same bathroom. It's horrible. Horrible.
That sounds like hell.
Oh yeah,
You had two-
it's awful. But everybody except for me in the dorm was a computer science major with a cybersecurity, essentially cybersecurity. And that if you're doing cybersecurity, it means you know how to hack, because
Does it-
you need to stop hackers. You need to be able to hack in order to stop hackers.
But let me ask you this: so during that time, did any of your accounts, did any of your digital stuff get like fucked with, hacked? Any of
Oh
that?
no.
Oh, so you were secure. So you're telling me you were with all the nerds, and they were like, "Hey, man, we got you.
Yeah.
You're on the network. You're protected."
Oh yeah, man.
Okay, so you still got those friends.
They
right?
were good. Yeah, they were good friends. I still got
Yeah,
one of
send them
them's working at fucking Google now, Emily.
Yeah, why don't you just send them an email and be like, "Hey, man, you want to take a part-time job blowing up like teenagers' Xboxes that are shitheads?" Did you just imagine just inputting a code and then some fucking kid's Xbox in like Asia just blows up?
Also, I will remind
The guy's an
you
asshole in
quickly-
Siege.
I will also remind you quickly to keep it PC because its stream is still on, just in case.
What's up?
Multi
Do what?
this is
Say-
what
say-
I
say-
need.
Say that again.
The stream is still on.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Ah.
Why do you do this to us, Morton? It's like you want them to get to
Listen,
know us on a real
listen.
personal level.
To be fair, neither of us said what the second to last thing was said in Dark Heresy. So I mean, like, we're not really, the ones who may have fucked up.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely Stefan, I feel like.
I'm gonna head off a little bit as well. I gotta sort out some more work stuff.
Yeah.
Barbosa,
See you
you
guys.
sound so amused, but see ya, buddy. Be safe.
They
Yeah,
hate
you
it.
too, buddy. I'll be back. Yeah, maybe for some chatting later. I just have to sort this out. My EFC
man.
export.
Ah, Lord.
Oh. That
Guys,
sounds
do you
like
know
some paperwork.
what's the modifier for a common item? Is it a -10?
No.
It is a +10.
Yeah, because it goes scarce, average, common, plenty, plentiful, and then what, like ubiquitous?
Yeah, or abundant.
Abundant and ubiquitous. And ubiquitous is basically you have it.
Like a plus
Like-
yeah. Oh, hey, some ILO sticks. Love these.
Yeah.
Oh,
What
and
about near unique stuff?
in regards to who fucked up, they hated Stefan for he spoke the truth.
Hey man, I believe it. Why did you
fucked up
want a
what?
med kit, Alaric?
Yeah, I took a good quality medkit because, I mean, I need to be able to heal people as well, like, sometimes. And I do have 3 points in Medicaid, so...
But what's your intelligence at?
44.
What the fuck? What is your weapon skill at?
60.
Oh,
Oh,
ballistic?
Weapon skill, 28.
Perception?
44.
Willpower?
Willpower is 29.
Fellowship?
26.
Doc, you gotta realize we have a lot less XP than you.
Oh no, I was just surprised his intelligence was so high. That's all it was.
Oh.
But now it makes sense because you basically like nerfed like some really good things.
I mean, I have a 50 in weapon skill, strength.
My willpower was high, but then we homebrewed it that the pinning tests are toughness, not willpower.
Toughness, yeah.
Wait, pinning is toughness?
Here, yeah.
Well, that doesn't actually affect me really, because my willpower and my toughness are both high. My agility is ass, but I dumped a lot of XP into willpower.
But it kind of fucks me because I'm trying to go for a fearless type of Kriegsman because that's kind of like their thing, you know.
Oh, I can't wait to use you as a suicidal medic.
Suicidal medic, yeah.
Yeah, it's like whenever Dustin gets hit again and gets blown up, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, my knowledge is too good, huh?
What do you mean again?
You've been fucked up a few times.
This happens all the time.
It does. It happens to both of us a lot. I'm surprised you're denying this. I'm honestly surprised you're denying this.
I actually do think I'm victimized.
Yeah, so do I. And
I
feel like
I want to point out that every session I've been in, I've gotten shot in point blank melee.
You have. That
with
has
somebody.
been insane.
So I mean,
so Alaric, I take it you're gonna get all this stuff whenever you get back to the ship.
Yeah, I'm just ordering them because otherwise I will be too preoccupied with looking at every single item.
Or are you saying? Oh no, I got you. But or are you saying that in the middle of this mission, we're just gonna see some like black-clad figures just show up and be like, "Hey, here's your shit," and then like disappear?
That would be pretty cool. It's like one of those secret merchants that are like, "Hey kid, look at that stuff," and they kind of like open up a cloak.
Yeah, and they're just gonna appear into the ventilation system with y'all.
That is so funny.
Yeah, I know.
Oh
I know.
God.
I thought it was. I thought it'd be
cloaked, black cloaked figure comes up to Alaric. He's like, "Keep your chin up, King. Your crown's slipping." He just slinks away. Oh, it's bad.
Like companies here, they'll come up and say, "Please sign here." What am I signing
Yeah.
for?
I
I've delivered your stuff. Where to? To what do you call it? The ship, and then you get back to the ship, and it's not there. And it's in some crater somewhere 4 miles away.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Is that a Scotland delivery?
Yes, a company called Hermes says, yeah, it's like herpes. You don't want to get
Do
them.
you understand how? Yeah, exactly. I was about to say that. You understand? Most
I heard
you made
that. Yeah. He gets
I heard that.
Did you hear us shit talking you?
I just heard
Well, it was
the
mainly-
praises. Best GM ever. Yeah, I agree. It's the best ever. Yeah. That's all.
Yeah. See, that's what they were trying to say.
listen.
But what was heard?
I
what
wasn't
was actually-
complaining. I was pointing out a thing that has happened, and
You
then I
have
was
no
like,
right to complain.
It happens.
The best
Yeah.
Oh, no,
session-
I mean,
the
like-
best session you've ever played.
Yeah, I told him, it's your fault. You ran up
I'm
there
alive.
and got smacked with the chainsword that you broke, and then he's just like, "Oh,
see,
you want to break my
here's
shit?"
the actual problem. No. This isn't Morton's fault. This is actually your fault, James, because you were supposed to hold action haywire grenade, but you didn't.
I was muted. I didn't realize I was muted, and then it already passed. And then once it already passed, it's kind of like. It's too late.
then you glory seeked and skipped over my turn because I had initiative on you.
Well, my turn had got skipped, and I feel
no,
like
it wasn't though.
Some fate points.
No. See, the fate point was a hatred of the
Jesus
Mechanicus.
Christ. Barbosa, are you trying to get me thrown out of Twitch? What the fuck are you posting in the channel?
Yeah.
Jesus is my ...
Oh no!
I was about to click the video, and luckily there's an age test.
Do not click that video.
I would have been banned from Twitch permanently.
Well, someone would have had to report you, but
this video is age restricted. Oh my gosh, yeah,
Thank
that's
God.
funny.
Thank God. Anyway, that was an awesome session.
Yeah, no.
I do
remember,
say, though,
things go a little fast and loose. We're not 100% accurate on everything. If we
no.
If we miss a little detail, it's
no
not.
problem.
We just skimp over it. The point is the story we're telling.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry,
People become
and hey,
faster.
I've just learned that Peregrinius just eats shots to the chest. It sounds like it's always plasma too. So it's just like, man, I eat plasma.
Yeah, so all I know is I'm going to take that little tidbit of knowledge into the next session where I see some plasma guns being used. I'm just going to be like, alright, Periginus, your natural enemy.
I mean...
Plasma. Melt your face, melt your body.
Hey.
Get them legs checked out next.
Didn't even do critical damage to my body, man.
You're lucky.
Yours is plus 20.
No,
right?
to be fair, it didn't come close. I still had 8 wounds remaining. So like I was fine.
Is there like a page for like what kind of modifier is for like what difficulty for inquiring items?
Yeah. Go to the beginning of the items. Like very beginning.
Okay.
Yeah. Like
and
as
there's
soon as
a
it
modifier
goes,
for good quality.
Sorry, Morton, I
it's
sort of
also-
came in a bit. So that could you just clarify at the first navigator house? You said that there was sort of like
just give me 1
tall
second. My
kind
wife is
of.
talking to me. 1 second. Sorry.
Seemed like there was tall sort of mutant type things.
Vi kör akkurat samma ting, da? Ja, det gör vi. Okay. Jag är färdig. I'm done. What did you say? Barbosa.
Sorry, I was just I came in.
Are you okay?
Okay.
This can go.
No, sorry.
Yes.
But you said there was some sort of tall mutant type creatures or on
House
spindly
Bravozon?
legs, or-
On
Yeah.
House Bravozon? The first house you went to?
yeah, the first, the
Okay.
one.
Yep.
Yeah. Was there any sort of further description on them, or?
They look bigger than normal humans. They had a pale skin, kind of mutated
They'll
faces.
kill you.
They'll
kill you.
They were clearly mutants. That's about it. Are you aiming at something specific, or?
Yeah, I was just sort of seeing whether or not they had a resemblance to